drive gets going with unsportsmanlike. Greeny has your top stories each weekday from 7 to 9 a.m.
Then, introducing
The Travis and DeMarco Show from 9 to noon. Mason and Ireland follow from noon to 3. And the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover.
Sedano and Cap, 3 to 6.
The new fall lineup of 710 ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Here we go. Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr. Monday, September 3rd, 2024. Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show.
The Far Side. You ready for the Far Side?
I'm in the Far Side.
You're in the Far
Let's
Side.
Go.
On 710 ESPN and, of course, on the all-new ESPN LA app. Well, the weekend gave us some goodness. Dodgers clinched that home field. Get ready for the playoffs later this week as the road to Roberts' redemption has led us to the playoffs. A familiar place. USC big win over those stinking Wisconsin Badgers on Saturday. And yes, how about yesterday? Oh, Matthew Stafford, what happened? Why is this season over?
It'll be Parkinson, the tight end, Kyron Williams, the back. Second down and 10. Stafford feeling the heat. Hit from his blind side. Sacked back near midfield. After all that, they spend a timeout and still get gashed with a sack.
Rams shockingly get dominated by a rookie quarterback and those Chicago Bears. It's nice nowadays on the show because Travis will make excuses and then DeMarco will make more excuses. How about that? Plus a short show today because it's Lakers Media Day. Mason and Ireland will be live from the UCLA Health Training Center for Lakers Media Day, which means we got to get to the show. The Travis and DeMarco Show, your Monday right now.
Yeah! Something. I don't know where to start with all of the inaccuracies in there. That dominated by Caleb Williams. I don't know about that. I will say this. What? I don't have an, Matthew Stafford. What I do have is an, wide receivers. Can we please have somebody that can step into the void for those two guys?
And know what you're doing. And look, Matthew Stafford's not above blame.
No, he wasn't great.
There's some stuff he wants back.
He wasn't great.
All the great games he had.
By the way,
you can have a
nobody on the Rams yesterday. That Kyron was pretty good. Other than him, no one, I think, was particularly outstanding yesterday.
No,
that was a bad day.
Coaching on. Everybody. All included. Everybody on deck, yes.
It was a bummer. We'll get to all the reasons why. Good news is Dodgers did clinch the best record in the National League. They are the division champs. We knew that already. They are the top seed. We're still waiting to see who they play. They will play the Padres, the Mets, or the Braves.
Where's the champagne?
I'm sure they...
us.
Us?
Where's the champagne?
Are those champagne bottles?
How come we didn't, a plastic line the room?
I've already done that once, and it stained everything in the room.
I don't care. I wasn't here.
You see all the drippiness on this window?
Is that what it is?
That is champagne.
I thought we'd be buzzed.
On those computers over there.
Come on.
Also that.
Are we snobs now? We don't celebrate division championships?
I'm celebrating.
Yeah?
We've got we got 5 days until they play again. They don't play until Saturday.
Okay. You become everything you hate. See, this is the evil empire. We don't celebrate championships.
I'm excited.
You are Nebraska.
Cautiously optimistic, I think is the way that I'm going
hold
into
your
it.
breath. Hold your breath.
Yeah.
Weird.
How was the trip to Chicago?
Fun. Great trip to Chicago. Chicago is beautiful. Chicago.
In the fall?
This time of year is gorgeous. It's awesome. It gets a bad rap. When you think Chicago, you think like gun violence.
Yeah.
It's not that. I mean, going downtown, going out, seeing people. The one thing I will say about people, Chicagoans, is that right?
Yes.
Chicagoans, they look you right in the eye.
They're Midwestern folk, DeMarco. They're hard.
I've
the
been
salt
in the
of the
Midwest.
earth.
I've been in the Midwest. This is different. They look you right in the eye. It's like they're trying to figure out,
sizing you up?
Not sizing you up, but like good or evil.
Oh,
do you wish,
decent or not?
Yes. Do you wish to do me harm, or are you a nice person? They look you dead smack in the eye, and I really respect that.
What vibes were you giving off?
Oh, you know me, man. I'm happy. I'm always happy. Yeah,
you got Rams gear on. I thought maybe that might be a little bit different.
No, it's all good. I just love going to cities like that are all in on their football team.
No, they are.
I love being the opponent.
It was a mess. Look, let's get to it. Brian Cohen here today. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Cut your hair.
Yeah. Hey, whoa. Wow.
Shots fired.
We're coming in early on.
Is that only because his hair makes him taller than you?
My man.
Right.
Yes. I'm
is
mad
that
about
what
that.
Is that why he doesn't like your hair?
I think so. It gives me a little extra inch.
We did the back-to-back, and she said he was taller. I'm like, look at the...
Did you push the hair down?
Nope.
I didn't physically touch his hair, no.
See? I'm taller. But anyway.
You're tall. You're tall, but you're not tall, if that makes sense.
That didn't help.
So
I'm tall, but I'm not tall.
Yeah. So
I've heard that my whole life.
No one would ever look at you and go, "Oh, that guy's short." That's never been said about you. But no one would see you walk down the street and go, "Oh my God, that guy's really tall." They'd say that guy's really big.
Among non-combatants,
right.
I'm tall, but amongst the guys that I'm undersized.
No, I saw Jared Verse yesterday.
Oh man,
I saw that.
You should see people when they see Rob Havenstein for the first time.
Oh no,
I
that's
love
a mountain.
Traveling with sponsors. And they're so happy they get on the plane with their Rams gear, and then Rob comes by and he says hi to everybody, and he's so big he fills up the entire aisle, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how big he is."
Every once in a while, you get like that reminder. Like Lakers are having media day today, right?
Yeah.
And having been out there the last few years, Mason and Ireland will be out there today. But until you stand next to Anthony Davis, you don't get it.
How tall he is.
And how big he is.
How big he is?
Like
okay.
he's 7 feet tall, so that's, how often have you seen a 7-foot person in the wild? Not on a basketball.
Not many.
Never.
Yeah.
Almost
And if
never.
you don't recognize him, don't you feel bad for him? Like you're 7 feet and I don't know you. I should know you.
There was a weird stat at some point that 1 out of 4 American-born 7-footers played in the NBA.
1 out of 4?
1 out of 4, because there's so few of them. That you get, obviously going to get lots and lots of opportunities, and 1 out of 4 at least is athletic, because there just aren't a lot of 7-foot people.
I have never met an outgoing 7-footer, like a gregarious 7-footer.
Shaq.
Even Shaq is kind of reserved until it's time to be Shaq.
Shaq's goofy, though. Shaq's fun. Shaq
doesn't know he's 7 feet, but most 7-footers, especially like you said, there's 1 out of 4, those 3, they're not.
No,
they sit in the corner. They don't say anything.
Well,
they hate when people talk to them.
They're used to kind of being like the guy that everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're so big." They maybe have like adjusted to being more shy.
Yeah.
Because they can't hide.
Or they hate the question. Did you play basketball?
I would think that would get tiresome.
How's the weather up there?
I did have a funny question, though. When it rains, do you know it first? I guess you have to,
That's
right?
That's not bad.
That's the same question.
I mean, it is the same question, but it's a slightly different way of asking the same thing.
Yes.
All right, I have a theory as to what happened yesterday. You ready?
Yeah.
In Chicago. Yesterday was the other side of the coin of what happened the week before in San Francisco. San Francisco was the game you weren't supposed to win,
a
game that you never felt like you were going to win, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we won. That was awesome. We saved their season. Yesterday, from the opening kick, that was a game that felt like the Rams were going to win all day long until late into the fourth quarter where you're like, the time's running pretty thin here, and you lost the game to a team that wasn't particularly good, that didn't play great. They didn't play bad, but it wasn't like the Bears just went out there and lit it up. It felt like the exact opposite of what happened last week in San Francisco, where you kind of stole one.
Yeah.
This was where you kind of left one on the field for the other team to take.
That loss yesterday was so reminiscent of like my early part of my career when we were a flawed football team. We were good, but we weren't great. We weren't a playoff team just yet. We still had to learn how to win, and we still had a lot of issues that showed up. That's what I saw. I could see the Bears' defense and why they're so good. It's almost a bend but don't break, but once they get to the red zone, man, do they lock down. And the thing that got me going is if you keep sending the offense out there or giving this defense life, they're going to figure out where the weak parts are and come after you. And they did. They finally isolated and took advantage of Logan Bruss. That was that last pressure. That was that pick to end the football game. But they're a good football team. Give them credit. I think
Are they?
The Bears.
I don't think so.
Defensively,
their defense
they
is
slugged
fine,
it out,
but,
and their quarterback is learning.
Let me ask you this: would you? I would be shocked if the Bears end up in the playoffs.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
So that's what I mean. Like a good football team is a playoff,
but just
or at least
because
close
of one
to
guy, or maybe two, if you count Shane Waldron. If Caleb Williams, and I think he learned towards the second half of that football game how to be more efficient. They don't need him to be a superstar. And even with this, he missed some wide open guys.
Yeah.
Some wide open guys.
I thought he was fine. Like we were talking about it during the pregame show yesterday.
Yeah.
I either asked you or maybe it was Maurice, I forget. But I didn't want to be sitting in the postgame show and say, wow, that's why Caleb Williams went number 1 overall. That was his coming out party. This was the day where he showed all the reasons why he's the number 1 pick. He's accurate, he's fast. It was like, he was okay. He wasn't. He didn't embarrass himself in any way.
I think that's where he needs to live.
Is in that middle?
Yes, I think you need to live in the Brock Purdy type neighborhood and get out of that SC Caleb Williams, it's do or die with me, because Swift got going, DJ Moore got going. Their entire football team came to life when he kind of reined it in. So I think that's going to be their battle. The Rams are the opposite. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or is it because the Rams defense isn't that good? That the Rams
They
secondary
were slugging.
isn't that good?
They were slugging, and I'll give you the secondary thing. They're going to have trouble covering up anybody.
They are murdering Trey White.
Anybody, yes. When the pressure doesn't get home, or even when it does, there's still going to be issues.
No, the back end of the defense is really bad right now.
Yes.
It needs to get a lot better because you're getting pressure, I think, at a rate that makes sense, right? Verse has done a really good job.
Did
Byron
you see
Young,
that bull rush?
Oh, my God.
Did you see
he
that
threw
power
that
rush?
guy on his back.
See, this is what I'm telling you. When people say, oh, he's a bust. Dude,
Verse?
He just ran right through a professional left tackle.
Who's saying Verse is a bust?
Because he misses sacks.
Oh,
and
he's played 4 games in the NFL.
But he may be leading the league and leading the world in missed sacks and sacks called back.
He had 2 yesterday that got called back for holding
feel
penalties.
bad for that dude.
He's getting closer and closer. He did get one yesterday as well. I think he's been terrific for the Rams.
The edge guys have been great. That's the strength of their football team. I'd say they're about 80% inside right now. Kobe Turner is playing like good football. Can he be a difference maker? I hope so. And Fisk has shown up in
He
spots.
got one yesterday.
Yeah, but every now and then they get tired, and boom, big run pops. It happens, yeah.
They're flawed, and they miss Aaron Donald a ton. And not just because he's Aaron Donald, but whatever the intangibles were that he was bringing to the room, they're not there. Same thing for Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones's intangibles. Never mind, line up here, cover that guy.
That's the game where you needed him.
You need somebody that takes over and steps up and is the loud voice in the room. I don't know who that is. The defensive part of it is, and you never get the sense that even when the Rams are scoring points that they're not going to give up a few. The defense has been average, I think so, and that's probably being a little generous. The offense is kind of what we've come to see with this group of guys. They don't have anybody that's not Kyren Williams right now that you can really rely on. The wide receiver group that they're throwing out there right now, the Demarcus Robinson, Tutu, Tyler Johnson, Whittington was pretty good yesterday.
Yes.
Colby Parkinson.
Whittington is one of the guys.
Colby Parkinson's been nowhere.
I think that's been an issue. And I talked to Tyler Higbee, and he is on the mend. And you really missed him, like you said, Ernest Jones and Tyler Higbee. That was their style of football yesterday. It ain't going to be perfect. It ain't going to be like you drew it up on Wednesday, Thursday. You're going to have to fight for this, and you need as many guys in the phone booth as possible. So he was one of those dogs. So you want to have him back, and I totally agree with that, with the tight end spot. I thought that position, that room would be a little bit better than what it has been.
I understand.
And it has to get better for Matthew Stafford.
It has to,
yes.
Especially, which is leading to the question that I want to ask you next. Why can't they score touchdowns when they get inside the 20-yard line? This has been a bugaboo for them going back a while now. And again, yesterday, they had 3 field goals attempts inside the 20-yard line and only 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
That has to change. What needs to change? That's coming up next. We are all over the NFL. It's DeMarco, it's Trav at 710 ESPN.
The most fun. Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN. For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood
Hollywood Park Casino. LA's premier card room now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino. That includes this Sunday's tailgate party passes to HPC and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Tailgate passes to HPC and game tickets to SoFi, Hollywood Park Casino. Park, party, and play. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Football fans, now is your chance to experience NFL Los Angeles. As part of your SoFi Stadium tour, get an exclusive tour of the NFL's West Coast headquarters, located just across SoFi Stadium. Get a sneak peek into the hub that is home to your favorite NFL studios and brings news and entertainment to millions of football fans around the globe. Make the most of this NFL season with this unforgettable tour experience, complete with exclusive access to the SoFi Stadium field. Buy your tickets today at SoFiStadium.com/tours.
Enter for a chance to win the ultimate winery experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery. With airfare for two, a two-night hotel stay, and a winery tour. Enter at ESPNLA.com. Must be 21 and a California resident. Prize awarded as a gift card. Francis Ford Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Enjoy responsibly.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Are you ready to unleash the beast?
Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Hey football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Hey. Raiders.
Did you happen to catch my electric Hummer on your way in this morning?
Was that you?
Did you see it?
Yes.
You saw it on Friday.
I did. That was yours.
Thing. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. How's that rolling?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah?
It's like driving a spaceship that can move sideways.
How fast?
It's fast.
I mean, don't tell me, but how fast?
Fast enough.
Okay. Yeah?
Fast enough.
On the freeway, you feel up? Safe?
Yeah, I feel like I could drive through a brick wall at full speed and barely feel it.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
By the way, my friends at Rotolo and Capozio Buick Gym, I'm not going to drive through a brick, I don't think, unless
you
the situation calls for it.
You never know. Yeah. You might have to save the world.
Do you feel different as a Hummer driver?
You feel it's electric.
I mean, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's
You're not guzzling gas. It's electric. You're good.
It's good.
Yeah,
but it's also a big, chunky car. Do you get?
It's a look at me car.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. Which is not exactly.
You're kind of a look at me, dude.
Am I?
Yeah, you look
that's
at you.
That's the meanest thing you've ever said.
No, come on now. You like looking good.
Honestly, Travis is the opposite of a look at me, dude, because you blend in.
I look like everybody and nobody.
This is true.
You know,
you could be CIA.
If you like, sometimes everybody gets to, you look like, and you'll get it more than 2 or 3 or 10 times in your life. Never. The only one I've gotten more than once in my entire life, Jeb Bush.
Yep.
Wow.
Who, if I said you draw Jeb Bush, like I couldn't even do it.
Jeb.
Yeah.
Jeb.
How was your anniversary weekend?
It was great. We went out on Saturday night, got a little dinner, had a little wine, had a good time, had some oysters. It was a wonderful.
You had some
evening.
oysters and alcohol,
huh?
Oysters and alcohol.
Oysters, alcohol, and then we went for
on your
one more
anniversary.
Later. Oh yeah,
okay, just
you know
checking.
where that leads.
Yeah,
it was
saying.
NFL's most vicious hits.
Just don't
I
go
think we
live.
watched Dodger highlights. No,
just don't go
No,
live.
throw phone is in the other room. It's not happening.
The Raiders got to win, huh? Look at that.
They beat the Browns.
They beat the Browns.
Oh,
okay.
speaking of,
That
we're
counts
done
as
with
a
our
victory.
picks
Yep,
for the day.
I did terribly.
You did, but
0 for 4?
It happens. You were 0 for 4.
Yep.
Emily whiffed. No points. So she stays at 16. Jorge won the week again. He has 7 points for the week. He finishes with 23 through 4 weeks.
Okay.
DeMarco, you are now in second place. You picked up 3 points. You are at 17 overall, 1 point ahead of M. And I am finally in double digits. I finished second for the week.
Nice.
I went 2 and I only got 1 right, but at least I get 3 points. I did my math wrong.
Wait. The Chiefs Chargers was a push. It was 7 points.
Right. No, I didn't count anybody. The Chiefs, Chargers, I only got the Niners, so I need to go down to 12.
Not dead yet.
No, we got
not dead
we
yet.
got 4. We got 13 weeks left.
Like it.
13
See?
weeks left.
Not gone, but the Raiders getting one. Minshew. Okay, Minshew. This is funny. Let me ask you this: 14 to 24, $130.
Yep.
No touchdowns, no pick.
Yep.
No picks. Passer rating of 73.3.
Yep.
Can you win with that?
They just did.
You just did. Or 24 of 32, 176, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
Who's that?
That's Watson.
The Browns look so bad on offense. They look so bad on offense. Even if those numbers aren't terrible, but they're not impressive. It's just the Browns are just a terrible offensive team.
It's
They're
just not
dreadful.
working. It's not working, and you can tell the body language isn't there. That's a team. The Raiders are a team you should beat if you're a Cleveland Browns perspective, and you lose. Yes.
The Rams get the Raiders in 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, that's their game coming out of the bye. They got the Packers coming up on Sunday, bye, and then the Raiders at home at SoFi in Week 7. We'll see what happens with the Pack on Sunday, but they put themselves in a hole yesterday that now what you're hoping for is 2-2 going into Green Bay. If you lose it, all right, it's not the end of the world. You're 2-3. You're feeling pretty good. Now you got to play a game against a team that I think most people would be surprised if they're not in the playoffs in Green Bay.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to beat them, or else, even though there's a lot of season left, 1-4 with what's coming up beyond the Raiders, buckle up. This really is a make or break thing coming up this weekend.
We've been here before, like almost 12 months ago, right before the bye last week, before you go to Green Bay, and you're starting to wonder, what plan are you on? Are you on draft a quarterback plan? Kind of the same thing is happening again. Like if this slide continues, or you keep losing for whatever reason, that you could change perspectives in a hurry there. So I'm just looking at Green Bay taking the L. Not surprised they took an L. I am surprised Minnesota got their 4th. Aren't you surprised? The Vikings?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
anybody?
It's got to be the biggest surprise in the league so far. That they're unbeaten with a quarterback that's kind of knocked around the league for a while.
No doubt.
That just
Sam Darnold.
And by the way, beat San
4-0.
Francisco,
yes.
beat Green Bay. They've beat some good teams.
Sam Darnold, the one that was at USC, that guy.
No, the one that was at San Clemente High School.
That
Go
one.
Tritons.
That dude.
I think we've seen how incredibly important Justin Jefferson is. Not only to we know, of course, he's the best, if not the best receiver, and one of the best. But the season that he was hurt, they are not good. The season that he's been healthy with Kevin O'Connell, they've run away with it. That's why they had that 11-0 start to their season. The Vikings 2 years ago with Justin Jefferson, with Kirk Cousins, but with Kevin O'Connell. Now you have again a hot start. Kevin O'Connell is very important, and Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson is wildly. It's O'Connell. The coach. It's in order of importance. Quarterback, coach are 1 and 1A. You can flip them however you want.
Yeah,
those are everything else after that. I would put offensive line probably as the next thing, and then you got to have somebody that can get to the quarterback. You have to have some playmakers at wide receiver. But if the quarterback and the coach are right, you got a chance. And that's why.
Yeah,
that's why with the Rams going into this game again on Sunday and seeing what you saw yesterday was so disappointing because the Bears don't have the quarterback yet. They don't have the coach probably on their staff right now. That this felt like it was tilted heavily towards the Rams, and that they looked as just
had shots.
There was nothing there yesterday. There was never early when they had the first 2 drives. They kicked the 2 field goals, and it's like this doesn't feel good at all. You should be up 14-0, and the next thing you know, you turn around, you're behind 7-6 at the half. It was missed opportunity after opportunity, especially in the red zone.
Rams were 1 of 4 in the red zone.
Yep.
That's it to me there. And they just had issues.
Why do they struggle when they get down there?
The Bears are better than what people think. They really do have a great game plan. It seems like it's easy to pick up yards, and then all of a sudden when you cross the 50 and get into the red zone, they just tighten up.
But it's not just the Bears. They've struggled in the red zone. This is kind of a McVay Stafford thing over the last couple of years where when they get inside the 20-yard line, they seem to have a real difficult time of scoring touchdowns as opposed to
I know what I would do. And it's what everybody should do. And what they can do when they are successful in the red zone is run the football.
Yep.
Is pound the football into the end zone with Kyren Williams. That
He was the highlight yesterday offensively.
Oh, no doubt. And the O-line, I think they're better at coming off the football and moving people versus dropping back into pass protection. But it is what it is. Give the Bears credit, and the Rams just missed some opportunities. Even a field goal they missed, kicking into the wind.
Why don't they continue to run the ball? It feels to me, and I get it. You got Matthew Stafford. He's fantastic. You got Sean McVay, innovative offensive mind, likes to throw the ball. I don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we're moving the ball with Kyren Williams pretty consistently, and then all of a sudden, I get that it's more challenging the closer you get to the goal line. I would just like to see more and more of that guy the closer you get to the goal line.
Okay, it's the same. This is how I'll answer this. It's the same as going back to that Marshawn Lynch didn't get the ball versus the Patriots thing. Okay, Bill Belichick loaded up the box.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying you can't run, right? You're going to have to throw to win. You got one-on-one coverage with your corners with their feet in the end zone. Football 101 says throw the football. So if the Bears say we're taking away Kyren on this, we're either going to run blitz, drop the safety down. We're telling Matthew Stafford on the snap when he breaks the huddle, there's not going to be any run. You're going to have to check and throw this. So why run into a brick wall? So football 101 says you have a quarterback, you've got some decent receivers, throw the football into the end zone. They just haven't been in sync. There was some route bust.
It's the wide receivers, isn't it?
There was some route bust.
It's the wide receivers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Route bust.
Okay.
They're still trying to find the tight end. Yes.
I got it.
Yes.
I understand now.
Right.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got it. That they're taking the run off the table. Okay?
Yes.
There's nowhere to go. This will not work.
And give them credit. They did a great job on screens. Fantastic. The Bears did.
If Puka and Kupp, or even Puka or Kupp
are in that game, you're scoring in the red zone.
You're scoring touchdowns.
Because no matter what you do, run or pass, they can block, they can run routes, and they can fade you.
This is the part that's so disheartening, I think, for the Rams right now. And I get it. Puka's going to come back at some point. Kupp is likely to come back at some point. So reinforcements are on their way, but nobody has stepped up. Like Tutu a little bit against the Niners, had a couple of good plays, but he only had 4 catches.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Whittington, I think, had 6, but it's only for 60 yards. It's fine, but there isn't that, okay, third and goal from the 4.
Whittington, if you forget he's a receiver and where he lines up and consider him a tight end, that's not a bad day for a tight end.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not.
That's how you have to look at him.
It just doesn't seem like, and whether it's Tyler Johnson, whether it's Tutu, whether it's DeMarcus Robinson, throw Xavier Smith, or whoever it is that's out there, nobody is like, they're going there. With Kupp, you knew it was going to Kupp. You knew it was going to Puka. Even Higbee in certain situations, you're like, this is a Higbee part of the field.
Yeah.
There's nobody that you can lean on at this point. They're just missing all their guys.
Not many starters, career starters. They're guys that haven't been guys on other football teams, and Matthew Stafford. It's a work in progress, but you still had your opportunities, just did not come up
and
with
you see it on Matthew Stafford's face. Like, he's just so frustrated. He's not Justin Herbert throwing his helmet on the sideline necessarily, but you could tell that he was just, especially that last one where he just put his hands on the ground.
Tyler Johnson, keep going. I got you. You don't. Mike Martz's number 1 rule for the quarterback or his receivers was don't fool the quarterback. If I say run 7 and out, run 7 and out. Just don't fool the guy, because if you do, you're going to get him hit. And one more thing about those calls that weren't called against Matthew Stafford. I'm never going to beg for calls unless
the last one, he got hit in the head. That absolutely should have been a roughing penalty.
It should have been, but the pressure was the thing that ruined the play, not the headshot. So if you want to make the call after the play, so be it. But I'm not going to beg for something. If the foul or the non-call affected the play, then I go nuts. But if I'm just looking for something to bail me out of a pick,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And I'm not a huge complaint about the umpire or the referee guy. That's not my jam.
Yeah.
But kind of the golden rule in the NFL. You don't get to hit the quarterback in the head, even if it
twice,
even if it doesn't affect the play. I understand the ball was out of his hand; it was late, but if that's Patrick Mahomes, that flag's coming out,
and I'm fine with it. If you're gonna call it that way or not call it that way, then make it league wide. Let's get back to hitting quarterbacks then, if that's the way we're going.
I had a feeling you might come out on that side of it.
If that's the way we're going, yes.
If we're going to burn timeouts, can we not come out of a timeout and get the quarterback sacked?
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Because I heard JB
that's why I said
this
everybody has a hand in this L. Coaches and players. Yes.
The two things with Sean McVay, the two fair. We'll do it when we come back. Okay. I got two criticisms that I think are fair.
I'm pull this car over.
And we saw both of you. Don't make me pull this car over. And then I need to talk about Otani because I need to get back in a good mood. That's all coming up next. It's Trav. It's DeMarco. It's 710 ESPN. Did you play Prize Picks yesterday? Why not? What are you waiting for? Put the Prize Picks app on your phone, and you could be going on Monday Night Football tonight. You could be ready for the baseball playoffs, which start in just a couple of days as well, because it's as easy as pick more, pick less, and you can turn 4 picks into 100 times your money on Prize Picks. But you can't do any of it if you don't have that Prize Picks app on your phone. Put it on your phone today. Use the code 710. And when you do that, you're going to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code 710 on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. You look at the stat projections, you pick more or less. You get them right, you win money, you have fun, you get to talk, you know what to your friends. It's a great deal. Put Prize Picks out on your phone. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason in Ireland. Today I won after Travis and DeMarco.
Hey, football fans. There is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
With indoor air quality solutions to fit any budget. That's 833-3-NEXTGEN or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule online today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Gear up for game day with GNC. Just like your favorite college team prepares for their matchup each week, you can get ready to crush your fitness goals with GNC. Your coaches are in stores, ready to help you build muscle like a linebacker or slim down after a tough season. They have everything you need, including all the top brands, the new flavors you crave, the hottest protein, pre-workouts, creatine, and more to tackle your fitness goals. Don't wait for the final whistle. Fuel your fitness at GNC. Visit your local GNC or GNC.com today.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
All right, y'all. We're going to get back to Sean McVay's two fair criticisms from Travis. Oh, Sean McVay!
Oh, Sean McVay!
And Otani doing crazy, insane things all season.
Oh.
But I know everybody was watching this on Saturday night. It was Alabama, Georgia, 41-34. So, in all honesty, I turned the game on, blowout, 28-0 or at one point in time. So I was like, I'm going to go watch other things. I don't need to stay here. I was Ubering to my friend's party, and I was like, I'll just throw the game on. Looks like it's getting back into a game. I was in that car for the last 7 minutes of the game, so I was in the back of this Uber watching this amazing comeback from Georgia. So Georgia gets it to 28-33, scores a touchdown, is leading in the game 34-33. Alabama goes down, does this to win the game.
Calm and command from Milroe at the start of this game. He's got to have it right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams, still spinning free.
Wow.
Touchdown, Alabama. They answer in one play. 75 yards for the 17-year-old.
Draft him now. Draft him now.
Georgia had the lead for all of one play. That is the clinching touchdown for Alabama. Georgia had a shot to come back and win it. Interception in the end zone. What a game, guys. And do you like that this is not a death loss for Alabama or Georgia?
I do. Don't you?
Not particularly.
You like the old way?
I do.
Well, it's kind of like this is kind of pro now.
I don't hate this. I don't hate this. I just liked the other way better. Real quick, Chris Fowler is awesome. By the way, he is so good at that. Like the energy he brings, just a quick shout out to him. He's awesome.
Do me a favor. Google search Carson Beck and just look at his University of Georgia picture. Because I was out on the kid, and then the second half, I was so in on him. It was amazing.
Homie has an 8 head.
Did you see that? Would you draft him? Is that face of the franchise? I mean,
I don't know if that's the face of anything.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just like, wow. I was not expecting
if he can
that.
ball, he can ball.
He can ball, and he can ball, and he can ball. Clearly, he can ball. But you see what I'm saying, right?
I believe that's the phrase is there. To face only a mother could love.
I'm just saying. That's the bass player for Marilyn Manson right there without the makeup on.
He's good for, like, I had a similar experience that Emily did. I'm watching the game at home, and all of a sudden, it's like, Alabama's going to blow them out. Like that Alabama would win the game wasn't stunning.
Stomping a mud hole.
That they're going to beat them by 5 or 6 touchdowns. You're like, this is...
They ran that stupid reverse pass thing. And then Georgia was like, oh, really? Rah, here we come.
I go to dinner.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, we're done with dinner, and Susan and I decided we walked up to another bar that we liked. We're going to have one more drink before we go home.
Yeah.
And we walk in, and it's... Wait, what? How...
Here they come.
They're up by 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
How did we get to there? It was a great game. Here's why I like the other way better.
That was the best game of the year for me.
Oh, it was terrific.
Best game. And
nothing close.
I swear I would draft that 17-year-old, and I'd put him on scholarship with me for two seasons.
You just sit over there.
Just come over here.
He was born in 2007.
Yes,
that's incredible.
Don't waste that on anything else but here. Yes.
I like the old way better simply because that game yesterday or Saturday would have the winner of that. You're in prime position. You have the marquee win of the season, right? You beat another really good team narrowly. Like that's a great win. The loser of that team, Georgia in this case, would all of a sudden now you got to get a little bit of help probably to slide back in there. Somebody that's ahead of you probably has to lose or
in the old system.
And here it's as simple as this: college football was not anymore. Was the only sport where the regular season every single week mattered.
Yes.
That if you lost if you're one of those super high ranked Ohio State, USC, Washington, Michigan, Alabama, you lose one,
but unfair.
It's incredibly unfair, but the stakes are really high.
But depending on when that loss happens,
I totally get it.
You get chaos at the end of the year.
I totally get it. I don't hate the chaos. I like the chirping.
Well, it's fun for us, but I hate for the team.
I get that.
Yeah.
But now Georgia just like, yeah, cool, we're fine.
I don't think it's that way. I mean, you're going to have to get better, and you're going to have to win out, so to speak.
No. That's the whole point. They don't. They can sit right where they are. They could probably even lose another close game and still go.
Oh, I mean, you're still going to have to win
it's like
beyond
pro sports.
this.
It's like the NFL. No, they can't just not win.
Yeah, just like Alabama, they're going to have to keep winning outside of this. But
it used to be a loss was like, yeah, okay, especially if you were on the West Coast.
Yeah.
able to get in on the West
Always.
Coast.
East
if
Coast
you're
bias.
Ohio State, you could probably kick one.
Maybe.
If you're Alabama or Georgia, you could probably kick one.
Yeah.
But now you could probably kick two. It's like pro sport. It's not bad. It's just not as good as it was.
No, I think we're going to see these same two teams match up somewhere down the road. And I would love to see it again. Just like the NFL, it's like a pro league now.
Here are my 2 complaints about Sean McVay. You ready?
His hair?
No, his hair looks pretty good.
Timeouts. Okay.
Timeouts. I get it. You're in a third down situation. You want to get the perfect play in. Okay, I get it. I get it. You also, the clock's running down, and you're like, we're not going to get it in. Let's call timeout.
Right.
Okay. You're behind. You're chasing points at this point. Time is just as valuable as anything else at this point. Is 3rd and 4 that much different than 3rd and 9? Like, take the 5 and back up. Keep that timeout in your back pocket. You're still the yardage isn't nearly as detrimental as that, because you have another timeout or two towards the end of the game. Who knows how that shakes out? It seems that every single game they use a timeout and a place in the clock early, and those timeouts at the end of the half and at the end of the game are so valuable to be able to stop the clock, to be able to get off the field, to give your quarterback the opportunity to use the middle of the field. They're always short a timeout or two at the end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'd love
Why not just take the delay?
You'd love not to burn your timeouts. I don't think they're thinking that way with a guy that's full go. He's always thinking he can pick up the first down. This is just me guessing. So it probably never occurs to him to take the penalty. I'm sure it does, depending on complexion of the game or how everything's going. But, yeah, the use of timeouts does get annoying. It can. And it can hurt you. But a minute to go with Mahomes with no timeouts, I'm still nervous if I have a lead. Same with Stafford. Even without timeouts, and you give him more than a minute to get down the field into field goal range.
With this receiving core, I'm not nearly as nervous if I'm on the other side.
Fair, but with Stafford, you still have to worry. It's still enough time for him to move the ball down the field.
It is, but him with a timeout, now all of a sudden, even with these guys, it's like, okay, I can go anywhere I want. You might even be able to run the ball in certain situations.
McVay with a timeout because you have the benefit of the entire field.
I just don't know if the time isn't more valuable than the 5 yards in that. And especially if you're going to call timeout in that situation, you can't come up and give up a sack out of the timeout.
So hair timeouts, you said you had 2.
No, I don't want credit for the hair. I don't criticize hair.
Okay, hair out. Okay, so timeouts is
a glass house situation.
What's the other one?
They don't run the ball enough.
Yeah, okay. How many times they run it yesterday?
I didn't see. A decent amount, nearly 30 times between Kyrie. But it's not just the total number of rushes, it's when they are on the field that they do it. But to your point, this could be a wide receiver issue in disguise.
26 for 119, 4.6 and a touchdown.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Let's keep 4.6 yards a play. That's pretty darn good average.
Stay with if you're running 26 times at a damn near 5 yards per carry clip, you would say you should have 35 carries instead of 26. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I get it. They don't have Derrick Henry right now. Kyren Williams got in the end zone 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
He if you give him the ball, he gains yards.
Great example. See, Kyren is fantastic. He sets up his block. He is Dorsey Levens type, Emmitt Smith type. He is a great guy at surfing the hole and making you pay. Derrick Henry runs through 7
can I be
9 men in a box? So if you load the box against Kyren Williams, you're going to slam your head into a brick wall. Derrick Henry, he's going to win some of those battles.
I didn't know he's still that fast.
Dude can still run.
Dude, when he, what is it, 75 yards? Is that the play you had yesterday?
Yes.
I didn't think he could run away from people like that anymore. He still can.
He can still get it done. I mean, what was it, Jamal Lewis? Not Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis.
From the Ravens?
From the Ravens. Big dude that can flat out fly. Bettis, a big dude that could flat out fly. If he gets into the open field, gets a full head of steam, that's Usain Bolt is not a small man. That's a big dude.
When Gurley would get away, I knew no one was catching him.
Right.
But when Derrick Henry gets, it's like, all right, somebody's going to run him down because he's, 250 pounds or whatever he is?
Yes, he can outrun you, and if he's even, he's leaving. So, so same with Derrick Henry. It doesn't matter how many people they commit to stop the run. You'll feel comfortable giving it to that hammer. Kyron's a different back. So if they take away the run by structure, you're going to check to a pass because Kyron's not running through people, if that makes any sense.
Let's keep our timeouts. Let's have 3 timeouts with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Let's do that.
So with you. It happens, but that's just what you're going to have to live with. If you can live with the Stafford picks, you're going to have to live with the McVay timeouts.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah.
Nobody gets everything, right? What's the phrase? God doesn't give with both hands. Yeah,
right.
You don't get everything.
Yes,
but I guess
jump out of the gym, can shoot but can't dribble.
We didn't get the timeout. Come on, God, give me a couple of.
Shaq couldn't shoot free throws.
No, come on. my buddy Tom Tolbert told me because if Shaq had been a 75 or 80% free throw shooter, they would have changed the rules.
Yeah,
because there would have been no
chance against
there's nothing
him.
to do because every time it'd be 2 or 3. Pick your poison. All right. We got our best of coming up in just a little bit. So you're going to want to call in right now, 877-710-3776. That number is 877-710-ESPN for your chance at a Fantasy Springs Getaway gift pack. You're going to want to give us your best of the sports weekend, and you have a chance to win. And I'm going positive, DeMarco. Otani, positive Travis next. It's Travis,
nice.
DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The LA Kings have a
Hey, football
new
fans,
home.
there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with a chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pechanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pechanga.com and follow at Pechanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pechanga. Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one?
We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery?
We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hear that? The sound of water being poured on 800-degree rocks. If you were here in this sauna, you'd be so hot you wouldn't have the energy to move. But you're not here. Because
Your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. Besides, after a long ride, a helmet sweat is way more satisfying. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without even breaking a sweat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
And it is the Travis and DeMarco Show, right here on 710 ESPN, a Monday edition, which means Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is going to help us with the best of the football weekend. Best of the football weekend. Let's get his thoughts, the Rams Super Bowl champion, DeMarco Farr, with his best of the football weekend right now.
The best of the weekend. Well, I got two.
Okay.
Do you watch rugby at all?
No, but occasionally, yes.
Okay,
I don't know anything about it other than if I'm flipping channels and I see it, I stop.
I love rugby sevens. It's all breakaways. Okay. But the Springboks, South Africa, playing Argentina.
Okay.
It wasn't the game. They had pitch invaders. Some guys ran on the field.
With rugby guys out there.
There were 3 guys running around.
It's a bad idea.
So 2 got caught. 1 lost sight of security and just absolutely got creamed. Pow! Not cold. Okay, that was my best of the week. I just love it. Okay. But my real best of the week is actually Derrick Henry. His first carry went for 87, finished with 199 yards. We said, what does Baltimore look like? What does Lamar Jackson look like with a credible back behind him? I think we just saw it. So, like we said about everything else, the Baltimore Ravens, not dead yet.
No, not a chance. They have too many good players. They got a good coach.
Yes.
And I get losing to the Chiefs by a toe, which is what they lost. Whatever, it could happen. Not a big deal.
Yes.
Losing to the Raiders was really weird. But it's the NFL. Weird stuff happens in the NFL. They've looked much better the last 2 weeks.
Yes, they have. And if he's running like that, look out in December.
All right, my best of the week is Jaden Daniels. We saw him on Monday Night Football and that's looking like a guy that's been around a long time. You saw him yesterday against Arizona, and he put on a clinic. He was 26 of 30, 233 yards. He had a touchdown along the way. How about this? Jaden Daniels only has... what does that be? 19 incompletions all season long. He's completing 82% of his passes for a rookie quarterback. That's an extraordinary completion percentage. He's fast, he's mobile, he makes good decisions, he's accurate. This is what the quarterback of the 2020s is supposed to look like, and he looked like it for all 4 games right out of the chute. Just a great performance for him.
Is the punter named Trey Way?
I don't know Washington's punter off the top of my head.
No one does.
Yeah,
he only has 4 punts all year.
That's nuts.
That's insane. That's not right. That's like
Treyway or Tressway?
Tressway. That's Tecmo Bowl numbers. That's crazy. Incredible.
Is he the real thing? I mean, I know he looks great, but can you look at him?
We're not
and say,
doing that, Trav.
Yeah,
what do your eyes tell you? What's his record? There you go. He is then. Yes.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Is Caleb Williams not then by the same metric?
You know what, man? I thought I saw a kid grow up in front of my eyes.
Really?
Yeah, look, it's not all about you. It's about the Bears. It's about this entire team. So when they started playing team football on offense, they became hard to stop.
Let's try a phone call here. Let's go to Valencia and Kyle. Kyle, what's your best of the weekend?
Hey, my best of the weekend. I'm a huge Rams fan, so I've got to go to my fantasy team. Evan McPherson, 4 for 4 extra points, 2 for 2 on his field goals. All of his kicks look like they would have been good from 70. Thank you for the victory, Evan McPherson.
Wow, that's a bad week when you're talking about the place kicker.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, they got their first win of the season, thankfully.
Okay.
They finally got on the board against Carolina. But Kyle, that is good enough for you to win the prize package: 2-night hotel accommodations, dinner for 2, and then golf for 2 or bowling for 2. Courtesy of Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Escape the everyday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, just minutes from Palm Springs. Brought to you by Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Stay on the line, Kyle. Emily's going to make sure that you get your prize.
He's talking about the place kicker. That's like, how was the resort? Well, they had lots of parking.
Good valet.
Yeah, great valet. Great valet. But how about the food? Man, look, the parking spots were huge. That's what I'm talking about.
I need big parking spots now with the Hummer.
You do.
Some of these are a little narrow for
You can add steps to your life. You got to park away with that thing. You got to park way far away.
I drove home Friday after we did our show in Claremont at Legends Attic, which was super fun. Got to meet Christian Okoye, which was awesome.
Nice. Would you hit him?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Look, I wouldn't hit anybody.
Okay. B, did you hear that show? Christian Okoye?
I caught a little bit of it, yeah.
Marty Schottenheimer, his coach, weighed him with all his pads on. He was 309 pounds.
That's crazy.
Running the ball.
And
at
fast.
you. Yes. You want to make football safer? Outlaw that.
I did the math.
Yes.
That one season where he said he had, I forget what the number was, but on average, he carried it 23 times a game for 16 games.
Oh, my God.
And like you said, he's a 300, with
Yes.
all of his gear, he's a 300-pound guy. He's fast, and he was coming downhill.
So hitting him on Sunday plus practice the old way.
You mentioned Larry Allen, when he ripped the strings out of your shoulder pads.
Yes.
Who was the running back that, because – that's your job, right? You're in the middle of the interior of the defensive line. Here he comes. Who's the guy? Like, oh, no, not this guy again.
Ironhead.
Oh, Ironhead
Hayward.
It's
in the name.
Yeah.
Ironhead Hayward. Yeah, he earned that name. Yeah, it's the guy you didn't want to hit. Bettis when he was mad.
Okay.
Yeah, we played Bettis. We traded Bettis to Pittsburgh, and then we played him up there the next year. Yeah, he acted like he didn't know us. Yeah, like Jerome, man. Really? Bro?
Really?
Oh, my God. Yeah. We were just teammates like 6 months ago.
I know this is a stupid question. I'm going to ask it anyway because I know you're going to give me the look. Was there ever a time where you're just like, man, I don't feel like doing this today? I don't want to hit that guy. That guy's coming at me. You know what? Just not today.
Okay, always want to play ball, always love to compete, but there were times when it got old. So funny. We were getting blown out in Carolina.
Oh.
This is when they made a surprise run. Kerry Collins was the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And what was the running back? Johnson. Surprise run. This is like mid-90s. Out of nowhere, they made the NFC Championship game.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Against the Packers.
Yeah, they kept running this counter play, and it was ridiculous. We were down by 35 points.
Charles Johnson?
Charles Johnson. No.
No, someone else. Okay.
No.
I'm looking at more, sorry.
97 Carolina Panthers. They kept running this counter play over and over. That was their bread and butter. We were down 25 points in the fourth quarter, right? We had no chance, and they just kept running the ball
Anthony
over.
Johnson.
Anthony Johnson, over and over and over. It got down to the 2-minute warning, and it's just old hat now. We're
How
talking
deep into
to the old
season
line.
are we?
This is like midway through.
Okay.
So it's me and Leslie and Kevin. We're talking to the offensive line. We know what you're about to do. We just can't stop it. But just for this one moment in time, their mascot, Sir Purr, walked onto the field and was like exciting the crowd, but he was dancing. We're like, hey, this is cool, yay! For like 30 seconds, we forgot about football. And then the ref said, okay, time to go. We're like, oh, depression again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No.
Yeah.
I did. Like, sometimes you're just not. I don't want to get run over today. I don't want to get beat up today. I don't want to stick my face in between those two guys again. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's sometimes it sucks, but you always want to compete. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir Purr. And
I want to compete, but I like the football compete. Like, there's compete and then there's football compete. Football compete hurts.
We're still competing for money.
Yeah.
Tackles equal dollars. So as many of those as you can get, so be it. But it's like, dang, man.
Can I get my tackles on somebody that's not named Ironhead Hayward?
Right.
Can I get my tackles on, I don't know, Tiki Barber?
It gets hard.
Yeah.
It gets hard, no doubt.
I'm going to skip it. All right, let's do a little Otani because I want to play a little game with you, a little Otani numbers game. That's coming up next. It's Trav DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Now is a great time to visit the Commerce Casino and Hotel, located 7 miles south of downtown LA, just off the 5 freeway. Come experience some of the best action that SoCal has to offer. There's always a seat at the table at LA's Commerce Casino, with the widest variety of poker and table games around, from easy baccarat, hold'em, 21st century blackjack, and many more. Commerce Casino is where the game reigns.
Must be 21. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated.
And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
All right, Mason and Ireland from Lakers Media Day coming up in about an hour from right now. So DeMarco and I have a short show today, just a 2-hour show, and then Mason and Ireland live from the Lakers training facility.
We have an undersized show.
Short.
That's the nice way of saying short, undersized.
I don't think that anything with you and I is ever going to be undersized. Especially Brian here today.
Right.
Right? Like we got the big group today.
Come on.
He
We've
says
got our
he's
jumbo
6'2".
package.
You are not 6'2".
Oh, come on now.
See,
Just give it to me.
Come on. I think he is.
No.
He's a pretty good softball
Caleb Williams
player,
is
too.
not 6'2" either.
No, he doesn't look it.
No, we were eye to eye.
Yeah, when he was standing in the huddle, he didn't look it.
Nice enough, dude. Yeah.
Remember on Friday when we were out at Legends Attic and I was geeking out about like the uniform details on some of Dave Holbrook's paintings? You know that I'm a uniform person.
I'm learning this.
I love
You were talking about the
uniform.
piping.
Yeah.
The piping on stuff. Like, dude, you really...
I'm a huge Dodger fan. So when the Dodger uniform doesn't change much, like you go back to the 60s to where it is now, they're really similar, but there are differences.
I had no idea, Travis. I thought it was the same.
It's not.
Uniform.
The outline of Dodgers can be a little different. The outline of the back name, the way that the
Did anybody else know this, or was it just me? I thought
Brian,
the Dodgers have
Brian
never.
knows.
I knew that. Yeah.
I would have lost my house on that. Yeah.
No,
okay.
It's subtle, but there are changes.
Okay.
One of my favorite, and this is baseball dorking out to the highest degree. One of my favorite things of the entire Major League Baseball season used to be during the All-Star game when they would line up both the American and National League teams on their respective foul lines, and everybody would have their own uniform on.
Always cool.
See Padres next to Dodgers, next to Reds, next to Blue Jays, and all those things.
What a wonderful world.
Right. And then they put all those crap All-Star uniforms out. Just garbage where everybody's dressed the same. They're going back.
They're going back?
We just found out. This, according to Anthony Castrovins, MLB would go back to having players wear their primary home and road uniforms for the All-Star game next year.
What hipster said, let's go the other way and make everybody the same?
They wanted to sell jerseys. They wanted to sell All-Star specific jerseys. That's what they wanted to do.
Okay, I get they'll sell a few of those, and I understand that there's always going to be that's a different Otani jersey.
Brian Cohen has one.
I know you do. I know you
Mookie
do.
Betts from when they were here in LA. Yeah.
And
an All-Star jersey?
Any, but I love seeing, put a patch on it. Put something on it that I want to see Mookie Betts in his Dodger uniform.
It should be your uniform.
Yeah.
I'm representing them. Yes.
Nolan Arenado from the Cardinals uniform.
Yes.
They shouldn't have the same uniform.
That was
I know
always
it's
fun.
stupid, but it bothers me. And now I don't have to be bothered anymore.
Okay, walks.
Walks. Well, pick a different
I'm ready.
one.
No.
I need
another
to
one?
I need
Okay.
to find. Hold on. I'm going to give you walks. No,
Okay.
You want walks?
Yes.
I'm going to give you walks. All right.
Don't fail the test already.
I'm not.
You put the challenge out.
I did. Okay. So here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Dodgers don't play until Saturday. They will play either the Mets, the Braves, or the Padres. Real quick before we get to Shohei. Here's the scenario for the National League wildcard teams. The Padres are in. The Phillies are in. The Brewers are in. The Dodgers are in. There are 3 teams for 2 spots remaining.
Okay.
The Braves and the Mets play a doubleheader today. It starts right now, as a matter of fact. If either of those 2 teams sweep this doubleheader, win both games, the winner of that and the Arizona Diamondbacks advance to the playoffs.
A sweep.
Doesn't matter who.
Doesn't matter who. That team is in and the Diamondbacks are in.
If they split, they're both in.
If they split a doubleheader, you win one, I win one, we're both in the playoffs.
Yes.
And the Diamondbacks are out.
Diamondbacks are SOL.
Okay. That seems like an easy proposition to me.
It sure does.
I don't know.
Sure does.
That's an easy proposition.
This goes back to a couple of years ago when the Raiders and the Chargers were playing literally the last game of the season. Week 17, Sunday Night Football, and a tie sends them both in. A result means that the winner goes in, and I believe it was Pittsburgh would have gone through as well. The game is basically over, and then Brandon Staley calls a timeout, and the whole thing breaks down from there. But you could see it across the field like, hey, we're just going to go to overtime. This thing's over, right? Like, we're both going to go to the playoffs. Whoever wins the opening game is definitely pulling all their starters out for the second one, right?
No doubt. Oh, I'd be tweeting like crazy if I was from Arizona. I would. I'd be going nuts. Whoever wins the first game, I am all in. Like, you better play your guys. This is, you can't tank in baseball. You better play to win. Every play to win speech I got is coming out.
There's this thing that is, if you are playing in a baseball game where the result matters to somebody who's not in the game, you are expected to compete.
To play hard.
Yes.
That's the Chinese badminton team.
Okay.
When they would drop games to get an easier draw. You're supposed to try to win every single time.
Right.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to happen today. I think this is both. We're good. Yep, we're good. Okay. We'll both go to our respective wild card matchups.
Okay. Having the Diamondbacks in, how does that change things for everyone else? Are the Diamondbacks a dangerous enough team that I would want them out, period?
They're all dangerous. They're
all dangerous. Okay.
But the Dodgers cannot play the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers will play either the Mets, Padres, or Braves.
No, I'm trying to see if I'm one of the teams that are playing this doubleheader. Do I really want them out? Like, do I want the Diamondbacks out? Do I want to avoid them?
I don't think it has anything to do with them. I think it has to do with we're going to get in, and we're just getting our guys off the field for the rest of the day because we got to jump on a plane at the end of this and fly to wherever it is we're going to.
Okay. Well, the Diamondbacks have no one to blame but themselves.
Win one more game.
That's it. Right.
Yep.
That's
win
all.
One more game.
But there's no way I'm putting my guys out there for that second game.
Not a chance.
Not at all. No.
Shohei Otani did not win the Triple Crown yesterday. He just missed. Pick a category. Any
I gave you walks.
What did you want? You want walks?
Yeah, walks.
Shohei Otani had 81 walks this season. That would be second in the National League.
Who was one?
Kyle Schwarber.
Wow. Okay.
Second.
I already know home runs.
One. He had 54 home runs. That's first. Also, let's just throw this in there. Career high. Go ahead.
Slugging.
Very good question, DeMarco. He slugged 646. That would be first in the National League.
OPS?
I'm very glad you asked. His OPS was 1.036. That would be first in the National League.
Okay,
Average.
It's easy to find his name, huh? Near the top.
Average. Emily, good question. He hit 310. That would be second in the National League.
Guess who was exactly right on his average for the regular season?
Did you get it right?
I got 310. I guessed ahead of time.
That would also be a career high for Shohei Otani.
Wow.
Give me another one.
RBI?
RBI, sure. Why not? RBI, 130. That would be first in the National League. Also, that would be a career high.
A career total bases?
414. Number one in the National League. That also would be a career high.
I'm running out of stuff. Throw something in there.
How about this? Let's just go through this real quick. 310 average, number 2, career high. 54 home runs, career high, number 1 in the National League. 130 RBIs, career high, number 1 in the National League. 197 hits, a career high, number 2 in the National League.
Interpreters used.
59-2, number 1 in the National League. Right? Former interpreters indicted on federal banking fraud. Number 1, career high.
There's only one.
Number 1 in the National League.
Dude's had a year,
59 steals, number 2, career high.
Wow.
Number 1 in OPS, number 1 in WAR.
Wait, back up. You said he's 2 in steals?
Yeah.
Who's 1?
Ellie De La Cruz.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Speed.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, but not a bat. Yes.
Number 1 in WAR, number 1 in runs, 4th in triples. He had 7 triples.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Number
1 in
there.
slug, number 1 in on-base percentage, and 6th in doubles with 38.
And you say all that to say that this is the best season you've ever seen?
It's the best Dodger offensive season I've ever seen.
Well, name anybody in
Bonds. The answer
was it better than this?
Yeah.
I thought stolen bags kind of.
Well,
close.
Otani's a better base stealer
at
than
the
Bonds.
plate. Yes,
but there were some things like this season that Shohei just had, and it may have changed over the last week. But this is like the 7th best season that Bonds ever had.
No way.
Yes.
The 7th best.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
Wait, this best is Bonds' 7th best? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I take that. I take it all back. I take it all back.
It's like Katie Ledecky's like scores. You know, she's had the 19 and 20 best times.
No,
all
it's
time.
Bonds. So Michael's got this thing. Whenever you're talking basketball and there's a list of X amount of players have done this, Wilt Chamberlain is always on the list.
Yes.
There is no thing that doesn't. He's always on the list.
I remember you saying that to me once.
Bonds is also almost always on the list.
NFL, is it? I don't know. Tom Brady?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
But for quarterbacks, definitely.
Yeah. This is the biggest point of differentiation going into this postseason. Obviously, slide all the pitching over there for a second. The Dodger pitching last year in the postseason was dreadful. That Bobby Miller got bombed out, Clayton Kershaw got bombed out, and those two games were and Lance Lynn got bombed out too. Their starting pitching was dreadful. But the other reason that the Dodgers really struggled last year against Diamondbacks, they didn't hit.
Yeah.
Freddie and Mookie were like 1 for 21 or 22. Deeper into the order, they really didn't perform at all. The biggest difference this year, Teoscar's but you got Shohei. And they're just the presence of him in your clubhouse, the presence of him on deck, the presence of him in your dugout, just this looming, oh, my God, he's coming up again. And even when he's 2, 3, 4 batters away, you know that I got to do something here. It puts an immense amount of pressure on pitchers knowing that dude is lurking at all times.
That's that discussion we had about seeing the Padres now.
Yeah.
Because I think you have that mental edge, even though they've beaten you more in the regular season this year. But you were this close, one triple play away from sweeping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in their head. And you're
I don't
hot
know
right
about
now.
that.
You don't think so?
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying I don't know. The Dodgers lost more to the Padres than they beat them this year.
Yeah, but just the last 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but why don't the other ones count, I guess is what I'm asking.
Because that team doesn't exist anymore. This one
Well,
we're in the now, Trav.
Dodgers beat the Padres like a drum over the previous 4 or 5 seasons, and the Padres beat them in the playoffs a couple of years ago. There's not a ton of connectivity from even a week ago or a season ago. It's 0-0. If they play the Padres, here's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Padres, Arizona, the Padres, Atlanta, or the Mets. Okay.
Who would you rather face?
It doesn't really matter to me
Okay.
because whoever it is going to come in feeling pretty good. They just won a series.
True.
Because they got to go through. They're going to have beat
Who's got
a
better
really good
pitching?
team. Padres.
Okay.
The Padres. Although with Atlanta, you've got Chris Sale, which is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
He's a nasty, nasty guy.
I get your attention.
So I don't know if it matters who. It matters that Otani stays hot. It matters that the rest of those guys are able to do what they're able to do. And I think if you had to put one guy as the most important guy, it's got to be Yamamoto.
Oh, yes.
Just on their 25 or 6 man roster, just who's the guy that has to be probably a little bit better than what we've seen of late, and it's him.
Why not Flaherty? Flaherty's game 1 pitcher likely.
No, but he's going to give you,
what you're going to get.
You. He's going to pitch 5 or 6 innings. He'll probably give up 2 or 3 runs. That's just who he is, and he's been really consistent.
You're not sure about Yamamoto
I don't know
yet.
about him.
Yeah.
But could he go 3 innings and get bombed out? Sure. Could he
go 8?
I don't think he'd go 8, but he might be able to go 6.
Yeah.
Like if he's efficient and if he's, really kind of cruising through it.
That would change a lot.
Changes everything.
Everything. It would. Yeah.
It changes your bullpen uses. It changes the way that you can manage games 3 and 4 because your bullpen's a little fresher. Like the ripple effects of him being really good could change the series.
Not done with Otani for 1 minute. All these numbers and just watching your eyes light up and seeing the giddiness of you. When
Give me another one.
See, you love this. Is he disappointment proof? Because all these ones in the season he's had, if he flames out in the postseason.
Stop. Don't stop.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm asking you. Because Mookie, Freddie, they all have it. I mean, it is the postseason.
Okay, you want me to be a fatalist and tell you the truth?
No, I'm just asking you, like, can he be knocked down off the perch?
Of course he can.
He can
it's
be?
baseball.
Oh, okay.
You mean like as far as my love for
Would
the guy?
you be,
baseball.
Like, you can't be mad at Otani at all this year.
I can be mad at him if let's say the playoffs, let's say that, I don't know, it doesn't matter who they play.
Yeah.
They get knocked out in the first round and he's 2 for 26.
He does Zippo.
I will be
good.
I will be disappointed. No, if he's good.
If he's good and they lose, that right.
doesn't change anything.
If he's
on
great
Otani.
and they lose, okay.
Yeah.
But if he flames out and they get knocked out in the first round, what do you
Super fun season.
I didn't know what you were doing there.
Super fun season. That's what.
You haven't heard that yet, DeMarco.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I don't know the context.
When they got eliminated by the Diamondbacks in 3 games last year, I came
fun
in here
season.
and started it. Super fun season. Because 6 months. Brian, don't laugh. You feel the same. You're a Dodger fan,
it hurts.
too.
That's why.
6 months, they're just kicking the you-know-what out of people. Just bang, bang. And it's like, loss, go home. You're the Angels at that point. Like, what are we even doing here? You played 3 extra games? What's the point?
That's what super fun season means? Okay.
Super fun season. Great. We won 105. Yeah, you played 3 more than the Angels, who won 6.
There's no way that year turns into a super fun season.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I think he's too good. I think he's too hot, all of those things. But you're going to put him on ice for a week. You put them all on ice, right? And I'm not saying you wouldn't want it. I want the time off, all of that stuff. I want it. But you would have told me that Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts could combine to go 1 for 22. I would have said, get out of here.
Right.
Not a chance. They did.
Not this year. No.
They
not this season.
They did. I hope not.
Not this season.
Now, if Otani, let's say Otani laid an egg.
Yes.
Okay. Which
I can't see.
I don't think, but it happens all the time. I guarantee you, if you go back this season, there were multiple occasions.
But with that doesn't scream streaky.
It doesn't.
Yes.
But that's the whole point. Even baseball, a guy that's that consistent, that good, you could find probably 2 or 3 instances of him having a bad 4 or 5 game stretch.
I was going to say, do you have a record of streaks?
Sure.
I bet he has the most number of streaks in the league.
He's booming. Big swing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's likely, but it's certainly possible. But my love for Otani is at a place where, unless he blew the game, and even then I'd get over it, but yeah, it's possible for anybody.
Struck out looking to end the series.
Stop.
I'm just
what
checking.
A nightmare.
I'm just checking.
You guys are flipping
to the
roles.
Padres.
To the Padres.
Yeah, to the Padres. And with Manny Machado strutting around the infield at Dodger Stadium like, what?
Oh my
Celebrating
God.
Dodger Stadium
you guys,
again.
I'm not Johnny Hustle, but guess what? I'm going to the NLCS. Bleak you guys. I'm out of here. And Otani's just watching it go by. How dare you even speak
I'm sorry.
that out loud?
I'm just checking.
The Braves and Mets have started their game today, but here's a tweet from Buster Olney. He says, MLB advised the Mets and Braves that when one of them wins Game 1, they should not do the usual champagne celebration. So it's possible there will be simultaneous celebrations by the teams after
cool.
the DH. Mets manager Carlos Mendoza joked that the team should go on the field for a giant hug.
Oh,
I think we all know what's going to happen.
There's no
today.
hugging in baseball.
But if I got to hug you, DeMarco, and we both go to the playoffs, and maybe we'll run into each other later, maybe we won't.
Yeah.
You want to go to the playoffs?
Of course I do.
Okay, so do I. How about we both go?
I'm in.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
cool. Let's get
Sorry,
the hell out of here.
Let's
Do
go.
we become best friends?
Yeah, let's hug and let's get the hell.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's right. That's right. SC with another weird win, but a very good win. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
You never.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Concerned about the air quality in your home as well, or have allergy problems? Call NextGen and breathe easy with indoor air quality solutions to fit any budget. So call them at 833-3NEXTGEN. That's 833-3NEXGEN, or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Hey, it's Travis with Prize Picks. Did you know that you can win up to 100 times your money with Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks? That's right. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. And Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. So why not join 10 million users and sign up today? Prize Picks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. So when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at football. Patrick Mahomes, more than 267.5 passing yards, and Saquon Barkley for more than 67.5 rushing yards. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code 710 to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines are a proud partner of ESPN LA. Cheers to the City of Champions, where game-winning jumpers and award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon, or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. When I was in an accident, my friend Jacob was the first person I called. He should be your first call, too. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Travis Rogers and Kirk Morrison Sunday, October 6th for their live Rams postgame show from Ray's Lounge at Hollywood Park Casino. Win prizes and party with Travis, Kirk, and ESPN LA fans. Hollywood Park Casino is Los Angeles' premier card room casino and entertainment destination. Enjoy a postgame meal and drink at Ray's Lounge right after the game. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game. Must be 21 and older.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
I was a highwayman along the coach.
Rest in peace to Chris Christopherson, who's one of the men singing on this song. He passed away today. Just an amazing voice of kind of like the outlaw 1970s country scene. Also a great actor.
I was going to say, pretty good actor, too.
So,
yes.
Just rest in peace to Chris Christopherson.
Yes, Blade. Yeah.
He was in Blade.
He was in Blade. Whistler. Played Whistler in Blade. I'm trying to think, what was my first Christopherson movie?
Oh, boy. Emily's better
You got to go back. Yeah, way back.
I have some here. 1973... Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. I don't know if you watched that.
Baby. Keep going.
There's Payback, Planet of the Apes in 2001.
Payback. Awesome movie.
Yep.
And they had to edit his part in. Like he was...
Which one's Payback?
That's Mel Gibson. Yeah.
Okay.
Convoy is another one.
Which
1978. Convoy, 1978.
Convoy, that's the one.
That's
Thank
the trucker movie.
Yes,
that's it.
That's the one.
I know that one.
And A Star Is Born, 1976. The original Star Is Born that was then remade a couple years ago.
Since we're talking about unfortunate passings, Dikembe Mutombo this morning, 58 years old.
I still don't believe that.
Yeah. Brain cancer.
Really?
Yeah.
Did anyone know he was sick?
I did not. I didn't either.
Wow.
But yeah, that's he was a great personality.
Yes.
And he was one of those guys I think had like a 250 IQ, like spoke 8 different languages, an opened hospital. I think he's Congolese, I believe is where he was from. And opened hospitals back in the Congo, went to Georgetown to study medicine until he became an NBA, superstar. Very sad.
Man does not fly in the house of Mutombo.
Yeah, he's from Congo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the finger wag.
No. Jordan doing it back to him. Yeah. Oh, come on.
Only Jordan.
Rest in
for
peace.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
You know where I'm headed right after our short show today?
Let's see. It's too early for happy hour.
Northgate Market?
Jim?
Ding, ding.
Where?
Hey.
Ding, ding.
Where?
Northgate Mercado in Costa Mesa.
Look at you.
I'm going to buy a bucket full of ceviche, tortillas, avocados. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get carnitas. I'm going to get probably the fruit so I can eat that on the way home.
You do know you're only feeding 2 now.
I'm aware. I will get at least 3 different salsas, 2 green, 1 red.
Yes.
And then,
what is this place you speak of?
It is, okay, it's basically Xanadu for Mexican food. It is.
And it's in Northgate?
It's in Costa Mesa. It's Northgate Market.
Okay, Northgate Market in Costa Mesa. Okay.
It's the size of a Home Depot. I'm not kidding. It's a grocery store that's the size of a Home Depot.
Yeah.
And they have all the prepared foods. Like, if there's a Mexican specialty that you
it's like an indoor marketplace with the food. Oh,
and it's a grocery store, and there's live music, and there's a bar, and there's a place to watch games.
People cool there?
It's the best.
I'm heading there. Okay.
It's the best.
But there are like Northgates around here that you can go shop at, but this is
The
specifically
Mercado's a
Mercado.
little
I want the
fancy.
Xanadu one. Yeah. Take me to that one.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I want to go there. Okay.
Well, so we got to go to Pechanga.
Yes.
We got to go to Northgate. You said you want to go play a little golf.
Top golf.
We can go do Top golf. And then we should probably just have a day where we just go drinking.
No, all those days we just mentioned.
Yeah, of course.
We'll involve that somewhere.
Good,
Yes.
Good. All right. Depending on how you want to look at it, the SC game on Saturday afternoon was either, I think, a really impressive, good fought, come from behind win, or a bit of a red flag that they fell behind by double digits again. This time to a Wisconsin team that's not nearly as good as some of the other competition that
Where
they're
do you
gonna face.
sit?
I sit on the positive side.
Yeah. That was a good, solid Big Ten win.
I thought so too.
Yeah. Who's coming in on the negative
I'm only
side?
saying that I'm not saying it's negative.
Oh.
I'm saying it's 2 slow starts. It's 2 starts where you start slow, and it's eventually going to come to play that you're not going to be able to come back.
Oh,
and
it's a
which
problem.
we
You're
saw
starting
in Michigan,
slow. Okay.
That you couldn't come back from that. And then here, it's again, Wisconsin isn't as good as Michigan. When you go against Penn State, they're a good team.
If
you can't do it again.
Spot Penn State, 10 or 13 points. Yeah,
if anybody spots Penn State 10 points, you could be in trouble.
But if they're, I still think, having watched what we've got 5 weeks now for some teams, 4 for others. I haven't seen there are teams that are better than SC for sure.
Yeah,
but there's not a lot of teams. That
you
are
mean
better
nationwide
than SC.
or in the Big Ten?
No, nationwide.
What I saw was a team that belonged in the Big Ten. They don't look like they're outclassed. They're playing Big Ten style football, and they're winning with it. You had a chance to beat Michigan. You almost beat them with that. You just beat Wisconsin.
Can it
with
be
that.
Big Ten style football until it gets cold in the Midwest?
That's going to be your issue when you have to travel and it gets cold outside.
They go to Minnesota this week.
Yeah.
I looked up the weather this morning in Minnesota. The low is going to be somewhere in the high 40s, low 50s.
See, here's the problem. How do you replicate that here when you're practicing?
But that's not that. I mean, that's cold, but that's not freezing cold. That's just that's cool.
The only way I know how to do that is you freeze the footballs.
Okay.
Yeah, or you make them wet. You make it somehow just a muddy environment here. But how do you replicate what you're about to go into? Like real Big Ten style ball when it's cold outside.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
The only thing.
I don't know if you can make a facsimile of that. I don't think you can. And, obviously you're not going to have to play like that every time because you get home games too. But
right.
Going into somewhere in the upper Midwest in November,
yes,
could be miserable.
I hate like going to Chicago and playing the Bears. You got to play them. You got to play the refs. You got to play the crowd, and you also have to play the weather. It sucks. Same thing with the Big Ten. But the style of ball they're using here at SC, I think it travels. I think it's more Big Ten style than wide open Pac-12 style. It's not an all-out aerial assault. It has some ground game to it.
There was one thing, and you're talking about that ground game. This is what made me think of that. Towards the end of the first half, SC had the ball. They got the ball back. There was maybe less than a minute to go. And they were really deep in their own end. I think they started on their own 5 or 6, something like that. They were backed up against their own end zone. And they moved it out to about the 25 or 30. They created a little space, but there's only, maybe 15 or 20 seconds left in the half. They threw a ball in the middle of the field with no timeouts where it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because even if you catch it, you're still too far to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
You're not, there's no time to run an additional play, but had Wisconsin intercepted that ball, they just trot out and get a chance to kick a free field goal. That was one of those like, hey, let's think our way through this here a little bit.
I don't think we're there yet on Miller Moss. I think he's a work in progress. Wouldn't you say? Because I don't think it's coming off the sideline. I mean, you could go back to Michigan
that's right.
and blame that kind of on Lincoln Riley, but I mean, his quarterback is still a work in progress. This is not going to be a Heisman Trophy winner. I'm not sure if this is going to be a Heisman Trophy winner at his entire career at SC.
No.
This won't be another one for Lincoln Riley.
No,
but that's what we're expecting.
I don't know if you're expecting it with Miller Moss, just simply because he wasn't one of those guys that came in as a, super highly touted.
Yeah.
Everybody, he's a good player. He's a quarterback at SC. Obviously, he's a very good player, but this isn't Murray or Mayfield or Hurts or Williams or one of these guys that had kind of the star put on him before they'd even started to play. This is a guy that stayed, to his credit, stayed in the program for a long time, finally earned the job, earned it through performance and continuing to play well, but short of SC running the table and him lighting it up, I don't even think he gets into this conversation. And that's okay.
I don't think you get invited to the Downtown Athletic Club. But what
no.
you can do
but
is
who cares if they win, right?
You can have tremendous team success, and you could get into the playoffs and make a run from there, and then you could be crowned a national championship quarterback, yes.
And it might also just be the perfect encapsulation of Lincoln Riley's offense, not a Lincoln Riley with a quarterback that can improvise on a dime, because that's what all of us other quarterbacks kind of have been. This may be, Miller Moss might be the encapsulation of all that Lincoln Riley's offense can be.
I hope so. Yeah.
Like that.
Kyler Murray was a virtuoso. Caleb Williams was a virtuoso. Baker Mayfield was the product of a hell of an offense, a great RPO scheme. So makes sense. I mean, you got to make this kid into something, but I think this is Big Ten style ball. Less on quarterback, more on dudes up front, and more on guy carrying ball.
We'll circle back to this, but I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say that in the Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield dust-up this weekend, that you are not on Baker Mayfield's side.
You'd be surprised, my friend.
You'd
be surprised, my friend.
I can't wait. A little breaking news right now. It's I don't know if there's a Black Monday in baseball the way that there is in football, but the Giants fired former Dodger executive and their current or former president of baseball ops, Farhan Zaidi, is out in San Francisco, and Buster Posey, three-time World Series winning catcher for the Giants, he's going to take over as president of baseball operations for Farhan Zaidi.
Posey. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just don't run him over.
Well, they changed the rules, right? Well, the guy's like MVP. He's one of the best players. You break his leg. It's like, let's not have that happen anymore.
You expose your MVP. What do you do? Not hit him?
Hey, get out of the way.
Better chance to win, right?
I'm all for running guys over until it happens to my guy. Like, you know what I mean?
You're lucky I'm not playing baseball. I got a shot at Otani.
I would have gone to play soccer if I'd seen you on the field. I'm not messing around with that. Factor Caps coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Mason and
got him in him.
The biggest show on the radio today at 1 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Hey, it's Mason. Football is back. The Commerce Casino and Hotel is your new place for Monday Night Football. We've teamed up with Commerce. Monday Night Football happening all season starting September 9th. Food and drink specials, all kinds of giveaways, even athlete appearances. Go to commercecasino.com for details. Of course, you can always hit the tables before or after the game for some great poker. When you think Monday Night Football, think Commerce Casino.
Got to be 21 to play. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Come out for a day of golf and fun and help support the men and women who fight for our freedom. On Monday, November 11th, the Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry will play host to the 2024 Land of the Free Foundation Veterans Day Golf Classic. All proceeds from the tournament will go directly to charities who support the men and women of our armed forces. For more information on the tournament, please visit the website landofthefreefoundation.org or give them a call at 562-833-4361.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
Thank you so much for this ice block, because man, oh man, does this feel good.
No problem.
You got to sit on this. No, you have to sit on this.
Good.
I'll even flip the ice bag so you're not sitting where I sit.
No, sucio.
It's not sucio.
Sí, sucio.
It's no es sucio.
Cochino.
No, it's no es chino.
Cochino.
No.
Cochino.
Okay, well, that too.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap.
Right now. Take it away, producer Emily.
Thanks, Joe.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Howdy.
Karibu.
Hi, guys.
Brian, what's your salutation to Emily during Factor Cap?
Yep.
What's up, brother?
No.
Let's bring that back, huh?
What's up, dude?
Yo, because that's what you say to us as we enter the studio.
Yo.
All right, so Oakland A's, yes, obviously a season to forget or just to remember because you're an Oakland A's fan and you want to cherish your last moments in Oakland. But
Marco, you're an A's fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I don't know if you're watching the post game for the local station on Oakland, but maybe you shouldn't have because they recorded it early without knowing the result of the game. So I'm going to play the clip of their entrance into the post-game show after the game had resulted on NBC Sports Bay Area.
Well, after 57 seasons and more than 9,000 baseball games, the A's have played their last contest representing the city of Oakland. It happened today right there in Seattle. Full disclosure, this is post-game live. However, it's pre-recorded. We had some studio conflicts, so we don't even know the result of today's baseball game. Just want to be fair. If we don't reference something that just happened, the reason why is because this show is being recorded. Brody Brazeau with...
So...
Click.
That's bizarre.
They should have just not done the post-game show if they weren't going to do it live. Travis, Factor Cap.
Cap. But that's really weird. You have to put something there, I guess, right? Because I'm assuming there was a 49er and a Raider conflict.
Probably, and I'm also assuming you have to do this because you have to fulfill
you're
sales.
Contractually obligated to it. And the reason you have to do something in this scenario, it's the last game in the history of the Oakland A's. You can't just have the third out of the ninth inning be recorded and then just like peace out, like see ya. Like that, as weird as this whole thing is, that would be even weirder.
Not weird. It's a shame. Is what it is. It's terrible. It's like part of my childhood is leaving. It's terrible. But I was going to say, fact, you shouldn't even tape the show if this is the way you're going to run with it. But then I'm thinking about it. Why not? Go have some fun. I'd rip ownership.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk about the team, the year, the fact that they're leaving, ownership, whatever you want to get. Look, everybody's leaving. They're gone. Whatever you've been holding back for who knows how long.
Let it go.
You know, that's the air it out.
Unless you want, unless they want another job.
But you don't have to be
not from them.
Gratuitous about it.
There isn't another job from them. It's over.
You can be accurately critical. Like, you know that one guy for Dallas who kind of tore down Kyrie Irving?
Oh, Drew Hansen.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah. Brian, what do you think?
I think fact. I think this is kind of tacky to me. I do agree you got to do something, but I would have liked to see, like you said, give me like a tribute video to through the years, the A's at the Coliseum or something like that.
They could have
67 years,
a 30-minute
right.
Show Billy, show Ricky, show the Bash Brothers,
That's
show everything.
what it should have been.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Reggie Jackson in the
Vita
early
Blue,
70s,
yes,
right?
everybody.
Go show that team and put together a retrospective. Who did they play them? Do you know off the top of your head?
Seattle.
Okay, Seattle. The A's beat the Mariners 6-4 today. Who cares about that?
Actually, they lost 6-4.
I don't. It wasn't. I'm just literally making it.
It doesn't
up.
matter.
No
The
idea.
heck with it.
Yeah,
You got the number right.
move it on. Just
Right.
talk about all the great. That is a team with history.
Yes.
This is not. I want to think of it. This is not the Colorado Rockies,
No.
right? This is a team that's won multiple World Series, had multiple Hall of Famers, is an iconic franchise in Major League Baseball, and that they're shutting the doors sucks.
Call MC Hammer. He was a bat boy.
Yeah.
There you go. See? Pull out all the stops.
All right, so over the weekend, I saw a movie that I would suggest to literally anybody. The Wild Robot. I put it as my number 2 movie of the year by far. Like, it's
What's
so
number
good.
one?
Sing Sing, which is amazing as well. In this movie, it's for kids. It's an animated feature, but I would suggest anybody can watch it. Anybody who has a relationship with their mother, even if you don't. It's a fantastic movie about motherhood, and I think it's really great. But I cried multiple times in this movie. It's not a sad cry. It's like a emotional, nostalgic cry. Like, you feel that. So my statement is, you have ever cried in a movie theater watching a movie? DeMarco.
Oh, fact. Oh, my God, yes. Plenty of times. And not the movies you probably think. Not like the tearjerker movies.
Terminator?
Not Terminator. Have you seen the movie Warrior?
I don't think so.
The MMA, the brothers that wind
No.
up fighting in the finals.
No.
Oh my God! There's a part in that movie that gets so emotional. So he's fighting this guy, and this guy is better than him, and he's actually kicking his butt. And his trainer tells him, "If you want to stop, we can stop right now. We can take your wife and go home. But remember, if you don't knock him out, you don't have a home." And the guy goes from scared to, "Let me off this stool," and he goes and wins, and it's so emotional. So absolutely. I cry at movies.
Yeah, mother stuff gets it for me. Trev?
Yeah, I don't know what's. I've cried at movies. Yes, is that fact?
Well, have you cried in a theater, like in a public theater?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, not like sobbing,
Well,
but
yeah,
I've had tears roll down my cheeks, and it's always
Top Gun Maverick.
That
was good.
Tears of joy. Like, boy, Penny Benjamin looks great in that airplane. At the
Penny
end.
Benjamin,
big
yes.
fan, big fan. It always has to do with the same things. It has to do with kids. It has to do with fathers and sons. It has to do with the relationship.
Except Field of Dreams.
No, that movie sucks. but if it's about reconciliation, or if it's about the relationship of a parent and their own children, and it's far like when I was only the child, didn't hit me quite like that.
Yeah.
But now that you're on both ends of it, you're on the child end, and then you're on the parent end. Mm-hmm. If there's a heartstring to pull on that, I will lose it every single time.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot recommend more The Wild Robot. Go see The Wild Robot. Brian, what do you think?
Oh, 100% fact. Any movie that I've seen in the theater that had some sort of dog situation, it's just
dog.
Endgame. Yeah, dog.
Oh,
like if a dog dies in the movie, tears are coming.
What movie where a dog dies?
Well, Marley
Marley
Yeller,
and
I mean,
Marley
Racing in the Rain.
Turner and Hooch.
He hasn't seen those.
Doesn't
I
Hooch,
haven't seen that one. No.
Yeah.
Doesn't Hooch get shot and killed in that movie?
Hooch does not die.
But almost any
But he got
movie
shot.
He got
right?
shot, yes.
He lives.
Does
Hooch
not
lives.
die,
Okay,
yes.
good.
almost any movie where a dog is centered, the dog dies. Like if it's
Yes.
a movie about a dog's
Beethoven the
relationship.
Fifth.
Clifford.
No.
Oh, that's like a
Oh,
kid movie.
true. Beethoven does not die, I don't think, at least.
I believe Clifford
Air
makes
Bud?
it to the end.
Clifford, yes.
What about Cujo? That one get you?
Oh,
Brian?
yeah.
Oh, no, I do like that movie, though. But
That
one doesn't get me.
movie's
You
terrible.
did not cry for Cujo.
No,
did
no,
you?
no, no,
Okay,
no.
thank you. The dog
Cujo
killed
was
people.
acting up.
Right, thank you. Understandable.
All right, so I sent you guys over the weekend, on Friday, a text exchange with my family. My family consists of all Virginia Tech fans besides me, and I have great respect for Virginia Tech, and I don't talk mess in the group chat, but I understand when they get robbed. Okay, so they were playing Miami on Friday night, and they are on the 30-yard line. There's 3 seconds left in the game. The Virginia Tech quarterback throws it up into the end zone, high in the air. It's a mess of players, mess of bodies. It is called on the field as a touchdown. So the Virginia Tech touchdown, they have won that game. Then it goes to review, as all scoring plays do. They review it for 10 minutes.
I didn't really 10 minutes.
I want to say it's either between 7 or 10.
Forever. Okay,
it was a significant period of time where they had to stop. Everyone's on the field, acting as if it was not like
10 minutes is an eternity.
It's an eternity to review a call. Okay, and then it is reversed as an incomplete pass. There was no possession. At times, you could see that maybe it was an interception, even, but it was ruled an incompletion.
And it was ruled a touchdown on the field.
It was ruled a touchdown on the field. Miami goes on to their undefeated season. So my statement is, generally, if it takes you 7 minutes to review something, you should go with the call on the field. Brian, fact or cap?
That's kind of tough, but I think fact. If it takes you that long, there's not the, what do they say, definitive?
Yep.
I mean, it should be something that's quick and easy, more or less. So I'd say fact.
Trev?
It's fact, and I don't think it needs to take 7 minutes. I really, truly believe that replay should have a shot clock like everything else. You get 1 minute, and because here, replay was designed to fix egregious mistakes. Really obvious mistakes where a guy's out of bounds by a whole foot or his toe is clearly over the line or the ball clearly hit the ground, right? It's designed to fix those. It's not to go frame by frame to see the ball wiggle for half a second. That's not what it was for. If you don't see it within 30 seconds or a minute, set your time, and you can't turn and say, oh, we got it wrong, turn it over, then leave it on the field and let's keep moving.
Keep the call on the field. Let the referee, the human error comes back into it.
That's fine. But not exclusively.
I'm going to go cap. I'm
minutes.
I'm going to go cap because if it takes you that long and you still can't figure it out, then maybe he didn't catch it. Because I'm considering myself on the other side.
But why didn't you know 30 seconds in?
Because he may have gotten the call wrong. Even if it's called on the field and he may not have seen it, he just said, touchdown, looked good to me.
Okay. And it's a game-deciding.
Yeah, and you're watching it on video, and you're like, I'm not so sure if he caught that. He may be wrong.
But the rule is you have to be certain it was wrong to turn it over.
To overturn the call. Okay. But if I see something that says that doesn't look like a catch,
even if it takes 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes?
I think I might be more apt to say no catch. Yeah, overturn the call.
Get it done quick. If you can't get it done quick, let's move on. Yes, good. Okay, let's move. Oh, nope, that guy ball clearly hit the ground. Okay, run it back. That this endless, the game stops, and especially a thing like that where the game ends either way, that's
insane. No.
Factor Cap's brought to you by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. You have many choices in your legal team, but family always comes first with Joe. Call 213-747-2000. That's the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. That number again is 213-747-2000. You can go online at normandlegal.com. One more time, 213-747-2000. Hot and Cold is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's D. Farr, Big D. You know they used to call me Big Bad D? Elementary school.
I like that.
Big Bad DeMarco. Yes, sir. I wasn't a bully. I was a bully's bully, though.
What does that mean?
I didn't like bullies.
Oh, so if you saw somebody bullying, you would step in.
Yes, that was
you're
that
a
guy.
You're a bully cleaner.
I'm a bully cleaner, but see, even bully cleaners need a place to relax. So the perfect combo at Pechanga Resort and Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. Why get stuck in traffic when you could be at the best casino resort in Southern California in less than 1 hour? Pechanga gives all the guests like me and you all the amenities they expect of a world-class resort, exceptional entertainment. I mean, lots of fun, always something going on there. Really cool. Dining, spa, golf, let's not forget round-the-clock gaming excitement. The immense casino floor, 1,100 hotel rooms and suites. The spa, the golf course, 20 bars, restaurants, and so much more make Pechanga Resort Casino the largest resort casino in the country. Come see why readers of Newsweek and USA Today voted Pechanga Resort and Casino the best casino outside of Vegas. So whether your idea of entertainment is kicking it poolside like me with a robe and towels and Speedos, forget that part, or putting a great bet on blackjack, Pechanga Resort and Casino is waiting for you. Visit Pechanga.com or call this number right now, 888-PECHANGA, to book a reservation. For more info, or follow them on the gram at Pechanga Casino for up-to-the-minute news, info, and forget that Speedo comment.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
What's better than 1 win? 3 wins?
With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. LA's premier card room now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino. That includes this Sunday's tailgate party passes to HPC and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Tailgate passes to HPC and game tickets to SoFi. Hollywood Park Casino. Park, party, and play. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Join Mason and Ireland Wednesday, October 2nd from noon to 3 at Ralph's on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Lakers legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 30th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today. As you know, we've welcomed the new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
All right, we are, just as a point of alert to everybody, we're in the middle of the third inning between the Mets and the Braves, and they're tied at 0. All right, so keep an eye on the game because they have implications for the playoffs. Travis, what are they again?
If they split, they both go to the postseason. If Atlanta and the Mets split their 2 games today, they both go to the playoffs. If either of the 2 teams sweep, the winning team goes, the losing team is out, and the Arizona Diamondbacks slide in as the final wild card.
So we'll keep an eye on that because it could have implications to who the Dodgers play eventually in the playoffs.
The Dodgers will play the Braves, the Mets, or the Padres. Those are the 3 possibilities.
All right, so over the weekend on the Fox broadcast, they decided to play a prank on Rob Gronkowski, who is one of their members of their studio crew, and they wanted to make up a fake tight end and surprise him with it. So they made it believe that this was on air, live on air. He believes they are back. They are in segment. Okay.
What's the guy's name? Russ Russo?
Rich Russo. So I'm going to play the clip. So this is the entire Fox crew talking about a fake quarterback, Rich Russo.
Rich Russo is for that team, right? As a tight end.
They just activated him, right?
They just activated him. They didn't know if he's going to be able to play today. They think he's good to go, not only today, but they are going to put him heavily into that game plan. Expect a lot of Rich Russo.
That's big because Russo is a complete game changer. He takes so much pressure off Dak, takes so much pressure off the run game. Great blocker, great receiver, red zone threat.
Now
He's
you can't
amazing.
listen, I thought it was a stretch. They were talking about Tony Gonzalez. They talking about Gronk. I don't think he's Gronk.
Gronk, where do you list Russo as, like, among the tight ends, playing today at least?
He's been out for a little bit, so he might be a little rusty coming back. But I think they're going to give him the opportunities. That's for sure.
Man.
But also they got Ferguson as well. They're going to be a 1-2 combo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ferguson has been the guy because Russo's been hurt. You got to admit, with Russo coming back, it just changes their offense.
Yeah, but Ferguson has been showing that he's the guy right now. They're going to still feed Ferguson.
He's the only guy in the league that has 2 fingers missing on his right hand. That's why he's been out, and he's back now.
So is that going to affect him when he's catching a pass?
Yes. I don't know. You tell me. You're still the guy.
I still have all 5 of my fingers.
But you know what?
That's
a good line.
No doubt. But all 10 of my fingers.
He said all 5.
All right, so he eventually got caught on, and they were not live. But is this a good or bad look for Fox? They're having fun. They're having a good time as a little feature. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. This is kind of funny.
So
kind of exposes a lot.
Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
What is more embarrassing to you personally? And I'm asking you, DeMarco, we go around. Would you rather get caught not knowing something or get caught lying about something?
I would rather get caught not knowing.
Me too.
Yes.
Not knowing.
Poor
Brian.
Yeah, not knowing.
He chose wrong.
Right.
Because the answer in this is, guys, I don't know who you're talking about.
Right.
Like, you got.
But you're not doing that on TV.
But your choice is, I'm just going to play it out. And they're like, dude, you're full of you-know-what.
See?
This is a guy we made up, which means he's not prepared. He's not studying. He's not doing the work. They made him look like a chump.
Oh, but it was on air. What does he expect him to do?
He thought it was on air.
You got to choose.
Yes.
You got to choose. And they obviously did it to put it out there. You have to choose.
I know.
Guys, what, Russo? I've never heard of that guy. Who is he?
Just completely ignore him.
Just own it, because then they'd be like, okay, because it means you did do your work. Like,
they
I've
were
never
all
heard this
in on
guy.
it, though. That's so
But
mean.
if Rich Russo was a real person, then it makes Gronk look stupid.
But not knowing is not as bad as being full
How
of
does
you know
Gronk
what.
not know a tight end in the National Football League?
I'll tell you why. Because he's clearly not doing
Right.
the work.
I guess so.
Right? You're not doing
that
the work.
That might have been part of the joke, or why the joke was.
It happens. We all do these jobs, and sometimes something happens. You're like, I don't know who that is.
He's going to know
and you
every
gotta
tight end.
lean into it.
That's
you
hilarious.
can't do it. Yeah, I don't know. My dad told me this at one time very early in my life. It always remained.
Yes.
I don't know is a perfectly acceptable answer.
Easy. Yeah.
It's a perfectly acceptable. Hey, I don't know.
Yes.
That's okay.
Except
and if
when
you're
you break
responsible,
something.
you're like, I don't know, let me find out about it.
At some point, we need to do that. We need to start a rumor about someone who doesn't exist and see if we can get everyone to bite.
That I ever did this, of course.
Yes.
I never did this. But people that I know used to call local talk radio shows and ask questions about guys that didn't exist to see if the host would bite.
Wow.
And he bit every time.
Did he really?
I want to hear from a fan in San Diego. I'll leave it up to you.
Okay.
That might have been.
We need to do this. This will be fun.
Okay. What's cold is Tom Brady. So Tom Brady was on the broadcast for the Bucs and Eagles yesterday, and in the middle of the broadcast was brought up something that Baker Mayfield had said before the game that many have interpreted to be about Tom Brady's time with the Buccaneers, and then he addressed it. So this is Burkhardt and Brady on their broadcast.
Our guy here said, quote, they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football for guys who weren't having as much fun. It's funny because you've made this environment for me very stressful up here in the booth, so I understand where it's coming from.
Do you feel it?
No.
Feel the stress? No.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
Ooh. Baker. Scoreboard.
You care about your kids a lot, Brady.
Yeah.
What? I'm kind of siding with Baker here, by the way.
I am too, because I don't think Baker really meant it wasn't a shot at Brady. It was a shot at the culture that was in the room when he arrived.
Yes.
Right? There was a lot of tension or whatever.
Brady was grinding.
And
yes.
Look, you know what this is?
What?
This is the Tom Brady experiment on TV is going poorly. We need to tee him up with an easy one. Let's take this and take it out of context a little bit. It's not wildly out of context, but it's just dropped in there that gives Brady I got 7 rings, and who are you, dude?
Chance.
It allowed him to show his teeth just a little bit in a very controlled environment.
I'm trying to
That's
think.
what it felt like to me.
Don Meredith, quarterback.
Yeah.
How did he start? Aikman kind of started off bland and worked his way into it, I guess.
I'm not saying that it won't eventually turn for Brady. I'm saying it hasn't happened yet. He's off. And it's not that he's terrible at it. It's just not that he's good at it. He's just kind of out there.
He's too fresh off the field,
He's cautious.
He's still cautious?
He's cautious.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
But, I can imagine Tom Brady being miserable to play with. And didn't he just lose? His wife just left him during that season?
Yes.
Yeah, that dude was miserable that whole year. Nothing was good.
It's a lot to go through.
Of course, yes.
It's a lot to go through. Who's hot, who's cold? It's brought to you by Next Gen, the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. We're all set, Em? All right, you know what we should do, Brian? A little super crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
How's it looking out there, fellas? I know you got Media Day coming up to the players. Are they milling about yet?
Are they out there?
No, the horde has not been
turn
released.
Your mic on. I don't think any players are here yet. Oh, hang on a second. Ireland's mic is not working, but I don't see any players yet. But the media is all completely assembled. Our 710 team is completely here. So
this is Laker Media Day, right?
Laker Media Day.
How many people are? How many members of the media are there for this?
I would say right now there are probably 75.
75.
John,
in this UCLA Health Center.
When was it? Was it the Shaq, Kobe, Phil Jackson when it was like the heyday of the media day, just the crush of people, or is this pretty close?
Yes.
This is not quite like that. Not quite like that. Although it's interesting because Bronny's here today. Yep. We're going to get a chance to talk to Bronny. We're going to talk to LeBron for a few minutes, AD for a few minutes. So we're going to get everybody here today, which will be really cool. And it's, for a Laker fan, it's like Christmas Day. Hey, the season's back. Here we go.
Is that the question of the hour for everybody? Bronny? LeBron and Bronny?
No, I mean, it is. It's an interesting story. I don't know if it's the question.
It's just kind
of
of tear the Band-Aid off, right? Like, let them play together, get the pictures, get the cool moment, get, the picture with the two of them with their backs, the double Jameses and all that stuff, and then let's see if he plays or not, and then go from there. Let's just check that box and then move on from it.
Yeah. Ireland is, you're on a live mic now, right?
Can you hear me?
We got you.
The problem was I was on the air, but you couldn't hear me.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, every time we do a remote, we have issues, but
you got to go live from Lakers Media Day, no question.
Yeah, and by the way, I think the Bronny story is the most overblown story in LA this year. He's going to play more games in the G League than he plays for the Lakers, and I think the Lakers are smart in having him and LeBron. They're going to go on together today on Spectrum.
Yeah, really? Get it done.
They're going to play together in a preseason game. The very first game, my prediction is against Minnesota on the 22nd. They will play together, and then the Lakers will be free to do with Bronny whatever they want.
So you think they will play together in the opener?
I do.
I do too.
Okay.
So what's the next? What's the next most important question then, or what is the most important question with this team right now?
Well, I think it's the J.J. Redick effect, and because we're rolling back with the same team that we had last year for all intents and purposes, and we're going to find out. I mean, J.J. Redick, we talked to last week. He inspired great confidence in me. I really, really like J.J., and I think it's going to work. But, I think that's the idea, is how much of an impact is J.J. and his new systems going to affect this team and the way they play moving forward?
Yeah, will we know, though? I mean, not that I'm not interested in hearing him talk today, but just until we get into maybe, I don't know, Christmas? I mean, is that when you kind of know whether or not it's having an impact? Even in the first month or so, it's more of a let's kind of kick the tires and see what it is. When will we know?
You'll know after 20 games.
Okay.
You'll know before Christmas.
Yeah.
If they're in a lot of ways, guys, it's a fascinating lab experiment because the roster is the exact same roster they had a year ago with a few minor tweaks.
Yeah, minor.
But no, the key players, the first 7, are all the same. So all they did was change the coach and the coaching staff.
Yeah.
So if the coaching staff and the Lakers are successful this year, J.J. Redick gets a ton of credit. And if they're unsuccessful, we were too hard on Darvin Ham.
That is true. Although I think my sense of it is that I think 47 wins last year.
Yeah. Which is harder to do in the West than you think.
But I think they got a shot, if everything goes right and good health is on their side, that they got a shot at 50 wins.
Real quick, one last NBA
Ireland,
thing.
you immediately narrowed your eyes on that.
50 seems like
well, they were 47 last year.
Yeah, they're not as good. The reason that 47 seemed like about the max for that team is you had Anthony Davis play 76 games. LeBron James played 71. The odds of getting 147 games from those two guys is probably not great.
Yeah, the issue is going to be, does even more than one team win 50 games in the West?
You think it's going to be that much?
The West is so loaded. I think Oklahoma City's a lock to be in the top 4. I think Dallas is a lock to be in the top 4. I think Denver and Minnesota are the other two who I am predicting will be in the top 4. And then spots 4 through 10 are a complete crapshoot. Like, the Lakers could finish as high as 5 or as low as 10. I'd be absolutely shocked if they don't make at least the play-in.
What do you make of the trade for Towns to New York? And just the timing of it all.
Yeah, change anything out east? Yeah.
And west. I mean, Towns is out of Minnesota.
Towns is a great player, but he's not always available. So what's going to determine that trade and the success of it for the Knicks is how much Towns plays. I mean, he's missed, at times, 40, 50 games a season. But if he could play, let's say he plays 70 games, I think the Knicks become, along with the Celtics, co-favorites to win the East. But he's got to play. He's got to be out there and available, which in his career he hasn't been.
So did you guys see the scenarios for what plays out today for the National League wild card?
I did.
We were just talking about that before we joined you guys. So, Trav, if you're a Dodger fan, what are you rooting for? Like I argued earlier, you're rooting for the Braves to be out. Bergman says you're rooting for the Diamondbacks to be out. I think you can make both arguments. I think both are legitimate arguments.
I would rather face a team that doesn't have Chris Sale. He's the one that would make me want to skip Atlanta if I could. But quite frankly, I don't think it matters a whole bunch. I think any of those 3 teams they get. And here's the thing. It's going to be Atlanta, New York, or San Diego. Whoever it is, they're going to be coming into Dodger Stadium on Saturday night having just beat another really good team in a short series.
Right.
They're
Braves
going to be
up 2 right now?
Yeah, they're going to be feeling pretty good about it. I think what's interesting is how those other teams feel about Arizona, right? Because if the Mets are up 2 right now or Atlanta's up 2 right now?
Braves are up 2.
Braves are up 2.
Yeah.
If Atlanta wins, they're in.
Yeah.
Do they just kind of roll over in the afternoon game and let the Mets come in to keep Arizona out? Do you even bother to show up for game 2?
Yeah, I think we're rooting. I mean, at least to me, if in a perfect world, I'm rooting for a Mets sweep.
What is the end result of that?
That would be Mets in. They meet the Mets Padres winner in the first round.
Right.
Okay.
As opposed to the Braves.
You just want the
winner,
Braves out because you think they're the most dangerous of the group.
I think they're incredibly dangerous.
But wouldn't the Braves also take care of San Diego for us? Well, so then we never have to play. The one team I never want to see is the Padres.
Yeah, the Padres are scary. I just think
so. If the Braves, Trav, knocked the Padres out, they did you a big favor, didn't they?
Well, again, not to duck the question. If the Braves take the Padres out, that means they're playing really good. They just took out the Mets. They take out the Padres. They come into the Dodger Stadium feeling really good about what they want. They have the best single pitcher in the series in Chris Sale. I don't love that. There's no scenario that who's ever coming in isn't playing well. It's a really weird spot to be in. You want the bye, you want the rest, you like being at home, except for you're going to get somebody that's hot coming in, which is always weird, and that's why the Dodgers have looked flat as a pancake the last 2 years.
Yeah, I hate the bye. I hate the rest.
But wouldn't you rather take it, Mace?
No, I'd rather have it, no question, but I do think it's a disadvantage. I think the other teams come into the next round of the playoffs with a head of steam, and I think the Dodgers are on ice for all intents and purposes.
Well, those are completely contradictory positions. You just said you would rather have it.
Correct.
But it's a disadvantage.
I would rather have it, but it's a disadvantage.
No,
yes.
that doesn't make sense.
No, it is.
So if it's a disadvantage, why not take it?
They are taking it, and they have taken it.
Right.
But, and I'd like to avoid a 3-game series to get eliminated.
That's why
but
it's
at
not
the
a
same
disadvantage.
time, there's a reason why wild cards have done so well.
Right, but you're completely ducking the
But
question.
I'm not.
There's
This
a
is
downside to it, but it's not a disadvantage because you only have to win 11 games instead of 14.
Right, but you got to make a choice. You can't say, I won it, but it's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
If you won it and it's an advantage, then don't take it.
No, I won it, and it's a disadvantage. Travis, does that not make sense? I won it, but it's a disadvantage?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. To me.
I
don't know why.
Those are opposites.
That's
I see what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense.
My brain is firing on all cylinders.
I like it.
Yeah.
No,
yes.
The biggest difference. There's two things that need to go right. Shohei needs to just be on this incredible heater that he's been on. That takes care of the offense because everybody else, I think, kind of takes a deep breath and relaxes as long as Shohei is doing Shohei stuff. That let him lead us and we'll follow him. Yamamoto gives you 5 innings. I think they win the series. I really do think that it could be as simple as that. Otani performs like Otani. Yamamoto gives you 5 or maybe 5+
in game 2.
In game 2, because I think we know what we're going to get from Flaherty, right? You're going to get 5 innings, probably a couple of runs, maybe 3.
6.
Yeah, maybe 6, but I don't think you're going to get 6 innings, no runs. I don't think you're going to get 2 innings, 5 runs. I think it's going to be pretty solid. But you're going to have to start stacking bullpen guy. You know you're going to be in the bullpen with Buehler. You know you're going to be in the bullpen with Knack. So Yamamoto has to pick up some of that slack. I think he's the swing guy in this whole thing.
So we're sitting here talking about what would be best for the Dodgers. Let's think selfishly for a second. What would be the best for us to drive content? Dodgers, Padres, right?
Yes.
Dodgers, Padres.
Easily.
Then Dodgers, Phillies, and then Dodgers, Yankees.
Yeah,
there's your
Dodgers.
That would be the trifecta for us.
Dodgers Yankees we root for every year. It just never quite works out.
Well, Otani against Judge is almost like I remember. I kept thinking one of these days we're going to get Kobe LeBron.
Yeah,
and a couple of years the Lakers were the 1 seed, the Cavs were the 1 seed, and it never happened. It almost seems too good to be true to get Otani Judge.
Well, DeMarco,
I hope we get
unbelievable.
it.
You need Don King for that. Yeah.
Well, you've been talking about you want to see Mahomes go through Rodgers.
I would love to see.
I know that couldn't be the Super Bowl, but AFC Championship.
That's
game.
the only thing we haven't seen.
Even after seeing Aaron Rodgers the first 4, he's been pretty average.
Would love to see Mahomes go through Aaron Rodgers.
The game you want is Mahomes, Josh Allen. Those are the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
I've seen it though.
Or Mahomes,
and it's Mahomes.
I want to see him go through Aaron Rodgers if you can.
You had that start of the season. It was a great game.
Yeah. See if Lamar gets over.
Hey, DeMarco, I know you were there. I've never been the blame it on injuries guy. I just don't necessarily think that way. But I'm making an exception with the Rams. After watching that game, I said to myself, if Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp would have been healthy, the Rams would have won that game.
Oh, I have no doubt.
You agree
Travis said that. Yeah, Travis said that too. I have no doubts. If you have one or both of those guys, you win that game easily.
There comes a point of no return in the NFL.
I now think the Rams have been crippled by injuries, and if they don't get one of those guys back, they're out.
Even though the Bears won, I don't think they're the better football team.
No, the Bears don't feel like a playoff team. They didn't feel like the better team. And we were talking about this earlier, and I said, look, you want to tie Matthew Stafford one hand behind his back, he's got a shot. You want to tie both hands behind his back, maybe he can use his feet. He's got a shot, but you're asking him to do it with 3 hands tied behind his back. At some point, you can't overcome 3, 4, 5 different injuries. They're missing 7 or 8 starters on the Rams, and that's just I know there's backups.
No,
I know next
Trav, you
man
know
up.
what this is? It's that scene from Monty Python,
cutting off his arms. It's a flesh wound.
You cut off the arm, then you cut off the other arm, then you cut off the legs, and the guy goes, "I'll bite your head off." Sean McVay is out there with no arms and no legs, and at some point it becomes ridiculous, and we have reached that point.
Hey, DeMarco, before you get out of here, let me ask you a question. Rams down 24-18, about 6 minutes left. They get the ball, and they got a chance to take a lead.
Is this the punt?
Well, no. Here's what it is. They started at their own 8.
Oh.
Run play to the right.
Yes.
1 yard loss. Run play in shotgun. 4-yard gain, and then a screen pass to Kyron Williams for a 5-yard gain, and then a punt. I just thought you've got, the guy that's had so many fourth-quarter drives and winning drives in the history of his career. Why not keep the ball in Matthew Stafford's hands right there instead of handing the ball off?
Surprising there. It really was. But
can I suggest to
Go
Marco
ahead.
that it's because they couldn't protect Stafford? I mean, he was on his back the whole time. I just don't think he had time to throw, so that's why they ran.
I think there's a lot of question marks on the offense right now as to who knows what and who you can trust out there.
Two guys.
Yes.
It's Stafford and it's Williams. Those are the two guys that you feel really good. Everything else is you hope they line up right.
I'm
You
not
hope
sure
they run
if
the
he
right
knows
route.
what to
It doesn't
do,
feel
Coach.
like anybody
Yes.
knows.
I think you're a flawed football team with a really good quarterback, a great quarterback, and that's
And
why
by
you
the way,
win football
terrible
games.
against the run.
Yeah, oh my God!
Terrible against
you
the
knew
run.
Chicago was coming to run the
Jared
football.
Verse, though,
Yeah.
had 2 sacks called back
Wiped
by
out.
defensive
Holding penalties.
He's
Yeah.
putting a ton of pressure on the quarterback.
Yes.
He's been great, but the defense as a whole has not. The defense has been bad.
Secondary.
Tre'Davious White, who I was optimistic coming
my
back,
God.
he's been really – it's been
He's
a
just
rough
getting
4
burned.
games for him. He's really struggled, and it's not just him, but it's a lot of
And
him.
there are no answers coming.
And
This is
Well,
what you
wait
got.
a minute.
Yes.
Darius Williams, is not Darius Williams close to coming back maybe after the bye?
Soon, yes, but Tre'Davious
one.
is still going to have to go out there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There are no answers there. You're going to have to hope he gets better.
And in the middle, too, right? Ernest
Yes.
Jones,
This is the
they
first
missed
time
him.
I've
Ernest
seen you
Jones
missed
is a
him.
big question
Yes,
mark. Yeah.
Big time.
Yep. Hey, by the way, I'm going to tell you guys, I still believe if the Rams win on Sunday, they beat Green Bay, they're right in the middle of it. You get to the bye week at 2-3. You get some guys back right after the bye, maybe Nakua,
I agree.
maybe
It's
Cobb.
not over. Yeah, it's
right.
not over.
And they're in the thing. Now 1-4, I think, is a different story.
Yeah.
That's a really deep ditch to get out of.
You've got to win, and then you've got to beat the Raiders coming out of your bye.
Yes.
Because after that, I don't know the order, but it's Minnesota, Miami, Seattle. It is 3 really good teams right out of the gate, and then you're into your division basically after that for most of the rest of the way.
And here we go again.
These next 2 games, and the bye thrown in there and get a little healthy. It's everything. Lose either one of those, and you're dead in the water.
Yeah, it's and you're every time one of these teams loses, it's like I think it's going to be like Mace. Is 10-7 in?
You're in. 10 wins.
Yeah,
you're
10-7.
But
Yeah.
9-8.
9-8, you're on the
maybe.
bubble.
Yes.
Maybe.
And
Most of the time.
8-9, you're out.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Rarely do
Okay.
you miss the playoffs with 10 wins. Rarely.
9 could be
yes.
on the outside looking. It
9,
depends.
the teams have missed with 9. I
Yes.
don't know if anybody's missed with 10.
I think Miami did once.
Did they?
With Raheem Morris, I think Tampa missed 10 wins and they missed the playoffs.
Belichick missed with 11 one year, which was super weird.
Yes.
But you look at it, look at the North. You got Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota are all lined up to go to the playoffs at
Correct.
this point. That's why you got to beat Green Bay. That's why the whole thing turns right there. All right, fellas. Laker Media Day coming up next from the Laker Trading Center. Super Crosstalks brought to you by In-N-Out. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger's all about.
All right, let's get it cranked up at the UCLA Health Training Center, and we are joined right now, right off the bat, by Jaxson Hayes of the Lakers, who's going to play a big role on this team. How you doing, Jackson? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming over.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
How was your off season, man?
It was very nice, very nice. I had to move from El Segundo to a new area out here in LA. But
What city did you go to? I won't ask where you live, but what city did you go
I'm in
to?
the Manhattan Redondo area.
Yeah, you'll love it.
It's
It's
nice.
great.
It's, very
It's a good
nice.
spot.
Yeah.
Really good spot.
It's great. So the season ends. You guys play well at the end of the regular season, and then you run into the one team I didn't want to run into, Denver. But you had the lead in all 5 games, double-digit leads in 4 of the 5. When you had a chance to reflect, look back on what happened in the Denver series, what do you think happened?
I definitely just thought the beginning of the series we kind of switched up our rotations a little bit the first few games, and that definitely kind of I feel like we got out of a little bit of our rhythm, even though we were still winning the games. But I feel like our groups were a little messed up, and then also I just felt like a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of tiredness. I felt like we weren't in shape as well in shape as them. So I feel like this offseason that was a big thing for us getting into shape. But I really feel like it was just really the out of shape part and just kind of a bit of our rotations being a little messed up. But that's about it.
So everybody's coming back from last year's team. A lot of continuity. What's that continuity mean? How do you play that to your advantage?
I mean, that means, I feel like for us, that means a lot of us already have chemistry. Like, we all get along really well. We have good off-the-court chemistry as well. So, like, it's really nice to have all that as a team coming in and not having to make new relationships with everybody.
So based on what you did last year, now you're moving into another season with the Lakers. What do you want to improve on? I know the coaches give their opinion all the time, but you've been in this game for a long time. What do you feel like you need to get better at in order to see more playing time?
I want to step up my rebounding a little bit this year, be a better role in that, and just a little bit on the offense end too. Not look to be so still be team-oriented, obviously,
right.
but, I can
more aggressive.
A little more aggressive on the offense end, and so I feel like that'll help myself and help the team a little bit, just getting more open shots for us. And so just here to do whatever they still need me to do and just be that glue guy still. But just really excited about the year.
Jaxson Hayes from the Lakers with us. We're live at Lakers Media Day, UCLA Health Training Center. So, Jaxson, J.J. Redick was with us last week. We talked a lot about what's been going on during the summer. He talked about pods. Everybody's in a pod. Tell me about that. What does that mean?
Each player has their own pod, which is like you have two coaches, player development, and like a actual assistant coach, and then you also have a strength coach. You have a personal trainer, a PT, and you have a equipment guy. You have your own masseuse.
Wow, fully staffed.
Yeah,
nice
you also
pod,
have your
man.
own analytic guy too, if you want to get your numbers for the year and stuff.
Do you
like that.
follow the analytics? Do you look at the analytics, use them in some way?
I do a little bit. I try not to focus more on that and just focus on how my actual playing is. I try not to focus on the analytics, so I just try to watch more film with coaches than look into the numbers, because sometimes the numbers do lie. So, I definitely still look into my analytics, but not as much as watching film.
After playing next to Anthony Davis every day in practice and seeing him in games, how would you describe his skill set? Because that's my job on the radio, and I have trouble. And he really is a freak, isn't he?
Yeah, he's insane. After having a year playing with him and, playing against him for 4 years before that, it's pretty crazy to watch his defensive skill, and then also his offensive skill. It's just, truly tremendous. He's a really true two-way big, and so it's awesome.
Can you take things from him? Is just being around him help you?
Oh, for sure. I whenever I can, I try to do my workouts with him. If he's in that day, I'll make sure I work out with him, do all that type of stuff, and just try to learn what I can on the offense end and on defense end. I watch film with him, so I can see where I'm in the right spots, see if I'm not in the right spots, watch where he's at for his spots, and just try to learn from his timing and his positioning.
You've been following the Longhorns in football?
Oh, of course. Of course I have.
Not bad, huh?
Oh, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty
I
good
think
now.
You can win the whole thing.
It's hard. It's hard not to look that good though when you have two top quarterbacks.
Yeah, if you get a choice, yours or Manning, who do you want playing quarterback?
I'm biased. I lived in New Orleans for 4 years. My dad and Cooper are very close friends, so I went to a lot of Arch's games when he was at Newman, and I talked to them and their family a lot, and so I was really happy when he decided to go to Texas. So I'm a little biased on that one, so I'm going to always say Arch.
Yeah, and plus, it's not a bad problem to have. I think either one of those guys are in there.
They're both great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Quinn's a dog. Arch is a dog. It's awesome watching them this year.
So as camp starts, what have your conversations been like with JJ so far? What does he want to see out of you? What would you like to see out of him?
For me, they just want me to come in shape this year. They're expecting a lot from me at the beginning of the year with Chris being out and with just me and A really being our two bigs right now. So just expecting a big year from me, expecting a lot from me in the pick and roll this year, and just playing a little bit on the defense end, just staying out of foul trouble, stuff like that, working on my screening so I don't get one cheap foul again from a legal screen. So just working on stuff like that, really just expecting a lot from me on that end.
All right, last thing for you. How high can you actually jump? Can you touch the top of the square? On the back
I honestly haven't tried in a little while. I think I could.
I think you could, too.
I think I could.
I think I've seen you get up that high. You've never measured your vertical?
I haven't. Not since the combine.
What'd you do in the combine?
I could not.
You couldn't. All right, because they're gonna. These guys are all basketball sickos, as JJ says. They're gonna check in, keep you in a notebook and all. I'm betting on you to have the highest vertical.
Oh,
okay. Who's your competition?
I was about to say I would say I definitely have the highest vertical on the team. I'm looking around trying to see if anyone would.
Well, Bron at his age still gets up.
That's fair.
But I think you get up higher than he does.
Yeah.
AD gets up.
AD gets up. He has longer arms.
If Koloko gets healthy, he's a good shot blocker. He can get up. But I'm betting on you, man. So don't let me down.
I got you.
All right, hey Jaxson, great seeing you, man.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Great to see you. Man. Good luck to your Longhorns.
Great.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, we like Sark a lot. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So we're live. We never know who's going to stop by. We're eventually going to talk to LeBron for a couple of minutes, going to talk to AD for a couple of minutes, going to talk to Bronny for a little while. So all that's coming up for you. Mason and Ireland, we are live from the UCLA Health Training Center on 710 ESPN.
All right. It can take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open position. So if you are hiring, you got to use ZipRecruiter. If you use ZipRecruiter, and today you can use it for free, you can get a quality candidate right away. You can use it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Ian Siegel, the guy who invented ZipRecruiter, puts it this way. They don't leave anything to chance. They use powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. How quick? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. Go to that exclusive web address to try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.